Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
This is it, the round 10 showdown. Who will reign supreme, Zattera or Smith? Or will it be the challenging Phillip Island Circuit that takes another victim? With its high-speed corners, unpredictable weather and demanding layout, this track has tested the greatest racers. Zattera's precision and strategy go head-to-head with Smith's raw speed and aggression. Both drivers know that one mistake could cost them everything. As engines roar and the crowd holds its breath, the stage is set for an epic battle. Will skill and courage prevail, or will the Phillip Island Circuit once again prove why it's one of the toughest racing battlegrounds?
Someone's
Who
getting a bit of feedback.
will claim the coveted number one?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final round of Season 22 of the RaceKraft Simulations V8 Veterans Split 4. Huge thank you to Brenton O'Brien for that little intro for round 10. Very, very special race coming up, particularly for Ray Smith and one Brendan Zattera. It's going to be an epic battle. I'm John Van Ree. With me in the chat tonight, I have Bruce McLeod, Mark Dyer with a little bit of feedback, and Ross Watson. How are we, boys?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Thanks, mate. Should be good now on the feedback.
So definitely got a few things to talk about, and I think we might start by having a look at the championship. As just mentioned, it is tight at the top. Zattera comes into this with a 5-point lead from Ray Smith. Andrew Listener, the rookie from Adelaide, sits in third. Brad Hayes, the Team Apex legend, with his big cheer squad out in the chat already. Michael Power in fifth from Southern Cross Racing. Jeff Sandford from Player1 in sixth. Robert Baxter, God knows where he's going next season, but he's going somewhere. And in eighth, we have Darren Walden from Angry Birds. Wilco in ninth, and then in 10th, Dave Holly is in equal points with John Van Ree. Ross Watson in 12th, Tommy DeWitt in 13th, Hughesy in 14th, Pato in 15th, holding a narrow lead on David Baldock. Epic battle there to watch tonight too, I think. Phil Whiting in 17th, Leslie McMillan, who's away still. Anita Buckland rounds out our top 20. Absolutely going to be an epic battle, I think, as we head into this one. Let's have a look at the track, of course. A bit of first-hand knowledge as we saw where the number one sits on the grid, particularly for the motorbikes. That's where we start under the Melbourne's banner, and then we head down the famous Gardner Straight into the sweeping Doohan corner and then into the famous Southern Loop, where we come out of the Southern Loop after going across the crown of the road down into Stoner Corner, into Honda, which has now been renamed as Miller. And then we head down into Siberia. And that is one of the coldest, darkest places of the circuit before we turn and head up the hill, up through turn 7, up past the hay shed at 8, over Lukey Heights at 9, where we come down into MG at turn 10. And then we sweep around through turn 11 and turn 12 onto the start-finish straight. This is traditionally a motorcycle circuit. The apexes are flat, very little camber, very tough on tyres, very tough on drivers, particularly with the undulation changes. I think this is one of the most challenging circuits we actually come to for a circuit that is sub 2 minutes, and definitely looking forward to seeing how these Split 4 boys tackle this one tonight, guys.
Yeah, it certainly will be interesting with Rob Baxter there in third.
Yeah, very interesting how Baxter's got himself there.
Right, yeah, that just come up and surprised me there.
Yeah, well, he has been working very hard. We did see last week that he's put himself into the free agency market. I am hearing rumours. Rumours of other teams of being quite interested in him.
I did see him in a T8 and official today. I had a race against him. He's in a T8 uniform.
In a T8 uniform. Anything is possible. And definitely going to be interesting to see what comes of it. We might have a bit of a look towards the end of the season. Sorry, end of tonight's race. I have heard rumours of other cars or other tracks coming up. Sorry, other teams approaching him, and I have heard rumours that there was a test drive. I'm just intrigued to see whether it's true, and I think if anyone is out there, they might be able to answer this one for us. But has he been? This is what we've seen. He was seen in this car, the 007, in a Southern Cross Racing entry. Ooh. So if anyone out there else has seen this is doing the dodgy on Pato. If anyone else has seen this, please speak up. Hey, Hoffy, what's on the table, mate? What's the offer? What's the deal? We all want to know.
It's got to be the burgers. It's got to be the buns.
He was saying he had till the end of the race tonight before the contracts will no longer be taken, and he'll make a decision.
Definitely will be found out, I think. Anyway, let's have a look at this grid. It is another epic Split 4 grid as well. And it is Ray Smith, the man sitting second in the championship, on pole position for Infinity Racing. Luke Power from M1 Racing. Luke hasn't done many races this season. And, of course, had that epic big lead and got took out by lap traffic in round one, so quite well known, and also looking forward to seeing what he can do here. Expect big things from him. The man, the myth, the legend, Rob Baxter. God knows where he's going to be next season, but he is in third. So anyone out there still looking to sign the deal, this is a big one.
That boosted his stocks.
Oh, absolutely. Particularly after last week, the rubbish he dished up at last week at Sandown. I tend to think maybe in a sandbagging option to stay in split 4, but we might find out about that later. Matey Hughes from Pacific Esports is on the third row with Darren Walden from Angry Birds Racing. On the fourth row, and this is where it gets interesting, our championship leader, Brendan Zattera. He's got work to do. The man sitting third in the championship, Brad Hayes from Apex Esports League. He's got work to do as well. And then we go on to the next row. We have Michael Power from Southern Cross Racing, and he lines up alongside Simon Pitt. And Simon Pitt is on the move as well. And definitely looking forward to seeing what happens with Pitty, but he is definitely on the move. And I can't remember, I think he might be part of Southern Cross Racing next season, so lining up alongside his future teammate. Then in sixth row, we have Daniel Schaefer from Omen Racing lining up alongside the man, the myth, the legend, Shane Patterson from Nova Sim Sports. Could it be true he's leaving there as well? Is it a double package? The Rob Baxter deal, is it a double package? That's the thing. Could it be a massive takeover? Could it be a case of Shane Patterson, the Lawrence Stroll of V8 Vets, is buying out another team so he can bring his little child, Rob Baxter, along with him? That is all to be seen. As we go over the page to the seventh row, Darren Friend from Old Mates and Sons lines up alongside Tommy DeWitt. He's managed to drag himself away from Billie Eilish to be with us tonight. In the next row, we've got Vaughan Robinson, who lines up alongside Henry James Racing Jinx Shifters, Sean Slater. Jeff Sanford, another big one, sitting there up the back there in the ninth row. He should be up the front there. He's a top 5 contender. He lines up alongside his teammate from Player1, Dave Holly. And then on the 10th row, it's the fish man, Peter Morris, lines up for Fishy Motorsports against my favourite Dutchman, Greg Sholton from Mustangs North Queensland. Here's another bit of a shocker. Peter Wilkinson, all the way back on the 11th row for Locked On Lads Racing. He lines up alongside Misfits Racing's Ross Watson, who I believe has a teammate coming into the league next season, so that'll be exciting for him. On the 12th row, David Baldock from Dave 37 WKMP lines up alongside Quantum Racing's Craig Rose. As we continue rolling on this big grid, Glenn Wilbo from Omen Racing lines up alongside Kevin O'Neill from We Race. Anita Buckland lines up alongside John Van Ree from WKMP. And then Braden O'Loughlin from Frog Leap Juiced Racing lines up alongside Jason Thomas from Apex Esports League. Jason, we want you back. And then on the next row, we have Dave Leslie from Bluebird Racing lining up alongside Player One's Tim Hall. David Logsdale rounds out 33rd in Team AJR alongside Darren Vermey from 1MLT. 35th, bit of a shock one here for me, is Phil Whiting. Didn't set a time in qualifying. Not sure what the go was there.
Maybe? No?
But, no, I don't know. Tyson, of course, was our main lead one, of course, with Luke being in a bit of trouble with the weather up in in southeast Queensland. So that left Trav in control last night. Did a great job with the support of Jake Burton. So couldn't get a big thank you to Jake as well. He couldn't get a bigger name to help him out, but he did a great job. And then Adam Hughes didn't set a time. I think that may have been a pit lane start or a grid for licence points. Lucas Burt was our safety car driver, and Marshy didn't set a time as well.
Hey, John, I got a question.
Yeah?
Where the hell's Gunther?
I tried to find him.
Tried to find him. Okay. Cat's out of the bag.
So this is Gunther von Norsch's life, the 1969 German World Touring Car Champion. Yeah? Finally, they have recognized the efforts I have done over the years, and they've brought me to the Race of Champions Sydney. It's the first time ever held in Australia. It's nice to see what's up, people going on. Gunther, get back to work with you. Sorry.
Poor Gunther. This when he thought he had made it into the big show. And let's get ourselves ready here. And I think it might be time we will light the wick on this one. It is going to be an epic battle. It is 300 Ks around the magnificent Phillip Island Circuit. It is definitely going to be something that we all need to keep an eye on here as we get ready to get rumble for the start of this race. And definitely going to be another golden moment, a bit like our friend Gunter.
You do some work tonight.
I've just got a quick question, John, after
Yep.
seeing that clip. Which one of them is the fictional character? I can't work it out.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the boy is having a field day. I haven't,
Honestly, like
I-
you couldn't make that shit up.
I haven't spoken to him since Monday, which was a big day for him. And then he rang me and he goes, "Oh, I need to talk to you." And it's like, and I was in the middle of something at my physio, and I was like, "Oh, look, Dave, I can't talk at the moment. Give me 10 and I'll talk to you." Just like I was thinking the worst was going on in his life, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I've just done this with Valtteri." It's like, what? And like he was, I don't know, we should be watching a car race. He was doing the strapping for the drive day component at Race of Champions, and he was looking after Sebastian Vettel, and Gunter had Sebastian laughing all day. And no, the old strapping somebody in, some old mate was looking absolutely stressed out. And Dave's just looked at Sebastian and going, "He's done this a couple of times. You might be all right." In the Gunter voice with an absolute cracking laugh.
He's done Gunter to a German, and not just any German.
Yeah.
Multiple world champion. Oh, Jesus Christ. Man.
Who absolutely loved it. So he's had a field day. He's having a field day because I think there's still 2 days to go with Race of Champions. So
Jesus Christ.
if you are walking around there having a look at it, highly recommend you drop in and say good day to Dave. You see him around. Anyway, let's get on to this. We have a cracking race. Anita asking, is that Bert? Anita wants to get Bert from BP Castrol, I think it is, into iRacing. Working on it. Next time I have a chat to Thomas, I'll definitely be chasing that one down for you, Anita. Don't worry. Definitely ready to light the wick on this one, though. I think I've got my lead screen up. We are going to see what can happen here. This is going to be an epic battle. Sit back, enjoy the ride as everybody has jumped in and ready to go. Let's light the wick.
Let's go for the last time, boys.
Great start from Ray Smith. Luke Powell drops back a few. Someone right in the rev limit. It might have been Powell, I think. He's dropped right back. Baxter has slipped into second spot. Oh, my. Oh, dear. What can happen here? Okay, go back, check on Wilco. So 2 wide still through doing. Coming down into the southern loop. Anything can happen here. Bit of a touch with Morris. He's been spun. He's gone backwards. His car's going everywhere. Leslie involved. That is a bit of heartache for Wilco. I was a bit worried with him sitting down towards the back. But it is this bloke here. I'll tell you what, Hoffy, if you haven't signed the line yet, mate, I'd be getting that pen done right now. He's in P2. I'd be warming that pen up. Rob Baxter, absolutely flying.
Be like one of those jackpots that'll be ticking up and up and up right now.
Car noise quiet. That is an apology. I'll see if I can get that louder. That may have helped. Not that one.
Can't see any cars stranded in Southern Loop, so I assume that they're all moving.
Yeah, definitely all getting underway. Thought I had that car noise sorted, but anyway. Let's continue on just for the second here, keeping an eye on our good friend Mr. Baxter.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the track map. Is that a couple of pit lane starters that are just coming around now, around in Southern Loop?
I think
on the map.
I think
Must be.
Yeah, looks like it.
there's 2 coming around, 36, 37. That is Shane Patterson and Greg Sholton is back in 36, 37. So they're recovering from that spin as well, I think.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I think Pato got caught up in it.
There's a few caught up in it. They jump up a bit further. Andrew Listener, he's lost one spot. Walden up 2. Hughes up 2 in front. And, of course, Brad Hayes is up 2. Luke Powell, though, he is the big man. He is shuffled right back. There we go. Paddo's PC dropped out on the grid. That's why he was back there.
Yeah.
And Hayes definitely looking good. I think that sounds a little bit better. There we go. Adrian Zeal asking for Paddo's telemetry. Luke Powell looking to make a bit of a move here. Going around the outside, taking it the hard way. Hazy shuts the door.
Yeah, it's not getting around there in a hurry.
Race
Adrian,
leaders
you
come.
won't learn anything from the telemetry.
Marty Hughes having a good look at Darren Walden as we start lap 3. It's going to work our way back down through the group here for a minute.
Look, Mr. Baxter's cutting a little bit too, and he's after Ray.
He's getting there. He's only 3 seconds behind. Tommy DeWitt going around the outside here of Simon Pitt.
Well, there's no grip out there.
Plenty of marbles, according if you read everything today.
Yeah, I tried his line to work out.
Righto. I'm going to have to I'm going to do something. The Dutch plumber is deaf, so I'm going to have to fix something out. We're going to have a quick 10-second break. We'll be back shortly.
Or take a bit longer, John. We can replenish our drinks.
Click. And we are just about back live. I hope this doesn't blow everything. That should be a bit better. I can hear it in my ears, so hopefully that's loud enough. The old bugger like yourself showing on the tools, not surprised. Brad Hayes under a bit of pressure. It's going to go a little bit further back in the pack. Dave Logsdale facing backwards there, coming out of Miller. That's a little bit of an incident there. I've just missed it. Move back up. Darren Walden keeping a good little battle on here as they come down through MG.
Movers up the front there.
He's going to jump on with our friend Mr. Baxter. Absolutely flying.
I think you're getting out of that last corner a lot better than Marty's.
Definitely is,
Marty's
isn't he?
close to him down MG, but
Definitely looking pretty good.
Yep, definitely.
Name's stuck. I can tell you now. Sean. You were not called Sean when I was up at Foster. I think the evening was the Dutch plumber. So, like any good Dutchman. Oh, Baxter!
Oh,
no! Oh, no! Off! He's watching.
Oh.
You can't do that. Of course, like any good Dutch plumber, he knows how to stop a leak in a dike. I can get away saying that joke. So Powell on the move, he's got himself up into 4th. Hearts out for Baxter. I'll tell you what. We might just have to stick something out for Baxter. A lot of people, with Hughesy, we stuck our cricket bats out. Various other things, we've all stuck things outside. So just with the death there of Rob Baxter's iRacing career, we just might have to stick something out here. This is lap 4. I've missed it myself. Bugger. I'm a lap behind. Someone else had a little bit of an incident just as well.
Some plan messed up car, don't worry about it.
Here we go. Matt Muggleton.
Test 1, 2.
Oh, I got a bit of sound on. Ah, that's right. We were muted. Just for those young players in race control and split 3, 2, and 1. If you want to have a quiet start to the race, those first lap incidents, just mute the whole field, and they don't call them in. It was very peaceful for the first 5 laps.
And then barrage.
Let's just work our way back up. Darren Walden, he's under a lot of pressure from Lukey Powell.
And then one cars.
And go back, Jeff Sam. This is another crucial battle for the championship. Off he's put the pen away, Mr. Baxter. Job's done, Pete. Gave me that sign-on fee, mate.
Isn't this like a pay-to-play driver situation where the driver has to pay to join the team? Especially pay for all these repairs that are going to be needed when he runs into safety cars? Isn't that what's going to happen?
Pretty much. Dave Baldock asking where he is. You're in South Australia. Don't need to say any more than that. Yes, David, you are 10 spots ahead of me.
Who's that part?
Who's that? Who's that? That is Rob Baxter. What do you ask? That is a great looking dog, though. Tell you what, Marty, he rocks. Good looking pooch.
All jokes aside, whatever happened to Rob, that is just heartbreaking to go from like being up the front to almost lost.
Yeah, I know. I know. Got a feel for the lad.
So can we talk about the new anti-Adrian Zeal penalty system we're bringing in next season?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Because, so first things first is there's a new rule that we're going to put in. And if you have the initials AZ and your last name is Zeal, you start with a 30 points penalty in the championship. But apart from that, we had a look at I did some number crunching on the points. And here I'm talking about penalty points. And what we sort of noticed is that drivers could pretty much have an incident every week and, yes, get the odd pit lane start, but there's no real incentive to improve and clean up your driving.
We did just miss something, Bruce, sorry. We just missed a big incident. We just missed an incident in turn 6 with Hazy and Zattera. Unfortunately, I could go back. We won't.
It is a replay, so you already have control, Dylan, so do as you like, one way or the other.
No, we'll keep going. But Brad has added a bump with Zattera. Zattera's got past him. And Zattera may or may not get penalised. And that may or may not have an impact on the championship. So we might just carry on. Go, Bruce, keep talking about the changes to the licence points.
Yeah, so what we sort of discovered is what we sort of thought we had a chat about it is how can we not impact the racing at all, but encourage people to drive cleaner. And so what we've looked at doing is I took a couple of drivers and I ran some scenarios and also ran some generic numbers to work out how many penalties you'd have to get a holiday. And what it sort of turned out is you could basically get a pit lane penalty every week, and you would basically get one pit lane start and 1 week off for the entire season. And that didn't feel right. So I think what we've looked at doing is reducing the number of points that you have to accrue before you start to get a pit lane start and a holiday, basically, is what we're making the next season. But there's a caveat to that, John, which you might want to cover off.
Of course, for those playing along at home, we are, because we're restarting the index, we are scrapping where you sit currently on your license points. So if you're that unfortunate fella that is sitting on 19 points, you're going to get reset to 0. If you're that unfortunate fella that is sitting just over the threshold of a penalty for the start of the next round, unfortunately, you're still going to have to wear it. So if you've got a rear grid, pit lane start, or a race ban on your license points after last night, you've still got to carry that. But everyone else, the points will start from scratch because the indexing will greatly be different.
And so what that meant is one thing that's interesting. So if you're, because what a lot of people also don't realise is that if you have multiple incidents in a race, so if you have one pit lane penalty, it's 5 points. You have a second pit lane penalty, it's 7 points. You have a third pit lane penalty, I think it's 10 points, John, off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think it was 10 points, yeah.
So now, if you have 3 pit lane penalties in a race, you're having a holiday the next race. And that didn't really happen before. So what we're trying to do is, if you race clean and you don't take people out, you don't get penalties, it won't affect you at all. But if you're a driver that is in a lot of incidents, it is something you'll have to worry about. But we thought it would be a good change to try and just clean up the racing. But you can still have 2 or 3 penalties, no problem, and not have to worry about, oh my god, I'm going to run out of penalty points and have a holiday. So you can still have the odd bit of contact, that's no problem. But if you're a repeat offender, you will get punished a lot more than you did with the previous system.
Yep.
Or as Simon Hayes just said, woohoo, at all expenses paid holiday. Yes, you're paying your expenses while you have a holiday, but yeah, if you want to use like that, you can. What's going on there? There's someone in the wall running down to the left.
Yeah, lap traffic, that's Greg in the wall. It is Andrew Lisner, man sitting third.
Every 25 instants you lose 5 race points.
No, and if we're going to do that one, I'll pay everyone to hit you, Zippy. Does a holiday count as a drop round, Bruce? Depends on how you frame it. If you get a race ban and you are,
whoa, he's out in the marbles. See, there's some rubber flying everywhere. Andrew's having a big crack at sorry, Darren Walden there.
Absolutely.
Oh, he's running a bit right. He's running a bit, well, yeah, look at that on the outside. Those marbles that we know are completely half realistic.
It's Marblegate. Marblegate.
Yeah, it's definitely Marblegate. Oh, here we go. I'm feeling the obligation to talk this around the lap here. Oh, is he going to keep it tight? He is. Look at that. Using all the track on the inside, staying out of the marbles and the needed camber on the right. Not close enough to have a look.
Yes.
Down to second, keep it tight. Short shifting the third here at this apex. Trying to keep it wheel spin under control. And it's interesting here. I got a lot of understeer here. Ed used to get a bit of oversteer coming around here when he was getting around. If you can see that.
Is he doing that inside too?
Yeah, it's all about the turning point.
Oh, the wipers work.
There's so much shit going on. The wipers going off. Right, let's go around the lap. For me personally, I was braking here just after the second lap. I had to engine brake back to fourth.
What gear? Fourth, yep. Fourth, yep.
Couldn't stop it if I didn't go back to fourth. Come around hard. In deep here. Back to second. Keep it tight. Getting out of the negative camber there is just horrendous.
A bit of a lift and staying in third. You might keep going.
Bit of a lift and coast. Come around here. Back in. Hard on the right pedal. Coming down here. Maybe a slight lift. Definitely. I take it. Yeah, that's why I do take all the dirt. That's good. Line it up. Get straight. Don't worry with you off to the left on mid track. Doesn't really matter. It's getting stopped at what counts. Keep it tight. On the curb if you feel super rotating, I would die a lot in Gen 2. You couldn't do that in the old car. Up here, or brake on the end of the little triangle there. It tells you where to go. In, keep it tight, keep it tight, keep it tight, and roll it off. And power over the corner. That's a great run out of there. Mr. Lister coming in. Behind Dave. Over here, slight lift. Power back in. This is tricky because your brain wants to go deep. You really can't. Some keep it fourth, some go back to third for rotation. Over the top. Have a look, have a think about it. We're gonna, no, maybe. Oh, he's gone a bit deep. Yeah, he's kept it in. It's very deep. You can easily go too deep into the marbles there. A bit more rubber flying everywhere. That bird up front looks very angry. Come around here, slight lift, depending on how many tyres you had. Keep it tight. Watch the just on the curb, power it down onto the start finish straight, and that is one very interesting lap of Phillip Island.
Well done, Bruce. Well done. Thank you for that. Guys might just jump back. Slats putting a bit of pressure on Jeff Sanford. Hey, Jeff, just outside the top 10. Of course, one of the drivers knocking on the promotion draw. Of course, it's your best 8 races. If you haven't done 8 races, we average what races you've done to get you to 8. And then we'll hopefully have out over the weekend the top 5 drivers from split 2, 3 and 4. They'll all be automatically promoted irrespective of who goes up and who goes down.
Yep.
Definitely a battle and a half coming up. And I'd also like to welcome all of our new rookies for season 23. I think there was about 10 of them that managed to sneak in. A couple of returnees as well. And we will be going to Red Bull for our pre-qual for the new guys. And we'll get that organised for you guys in a week's time. So
don't lie, John. We all know we're sending the committee. We're sending him to Oran Park in the dark for pre-qual. Mark wanted to go there again, so that's what we decided to do. You know that.
It was Coda did that, wasn't it?
Oh, here we go. Got a lapped Baxter in there as well.
Thought he was going to polish on then. Yep, here we go.
Well, there we go.
Oh.
Reader's quicker.
All systems, to be honest. I was thinking Nords in the dark.
There was a bit of rain on one corner.
Bit of rain, yeah.
That was.
And of course, not sure 100% how, what, where and when, but there will be, if you read the sup regs, there may be a little bit of moisture about next season as well. So make sure you read those sup regs is all I'm going to say.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Slats.
I think that's. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I sort of feel that's how the majority of passes were made. Made here. Like, you could get behind the car and you couldn't really find a natural way past. It was all about trying to force that error from the car ahead or the car behind.
Definitely was. Some good battles everywhere. Here we got another one. Wilco looking to make a big move. Gets it done on JT.
Oh, that's a send under the brakes. Nice one, Wilco.
JT, give you a little tap back. Oh, over and under. Not quite working 100%, but Wilco gets the job done.
All fares and love in motor racing.
Of course, JT, we want you back next season, mate. Only 3 spots left.
Pato says, do it round 1, he'll be away. No, definitely doing it round 2, Pato.
Round 1, he'll be away. Oh, Pato. Of course.
Round 1 season opens at Sebring, so John,
exactly.
Under there. Just doing some laps there now. Nice. It's good. I'm liking it.
Excuse me, areas. When is the first week?
First week, 27th of the 3rd. No, it's only the short break. Going to go back on to Walden. He's absolutely battling with Zattera.
I missed the second week.
So, if you don't know, we have Sebring for 300 Ks, 50 laps. Round 1. Round 2, Mount Panorama, Bathurst. 250k race, 41 laps, all to play for. Then we back that.
I'm rigging the Gold Coast on that week.
If it's still there.
I will be.
And then, of course, we back it up with our first sprint race at Mid-Ohio. Oi! Walden in the wars. Not great, that one. So we might go back.
Andrew.
Wilbo and Watson. Wilbo just got past you, Ross.
Yeah.
6th of April.
From about here, it goes pear-shaped.
And so Mid-Ohio, we go for 200k's at Donington on the old Grand Prix circuit, back down through the old Melbourne hairpin. Then we head to Barber Motorsport. That'll be a great little track, I think, for the Gen 3s. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's very underrated, that track. It's a good track.
150 clicks there. And then we head to northeast of Victoria. Ooh, it's getting tight. Northeast Victoria, my stomping ground. On May Day, where we go to the Winton Motor Raceway.
300k too, that one, isn't it?
200.
I think we didn't we book the Shadow Racing Christmas party that Thursday, Sean? Mark, I think we did.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we were going to be away half that round.
And then get ready for Hoffy to get excited in the chat.
Oh, so we can get excited. There's a move.
Not quite.
Oh, it was an attempt.
I'm all worried about this bloke in 17th, up 6 spots, sitting behind these two, watching it.
So I think what we're about to see happen is exactly what may or may not have happened in a race that may or may not have happened last night, where I won't spoil details, I'll save it for the broadcast, but you can get these trains developing. If there's a car that's a bit manages to get track position but doesn't have speed for whatever reason, depending where they are, their pit cycle, etc., you can definitely get these trains forming of 3, 4, 5 cars, and I think we're about to have one form up here, which will make things very spicy.
There's a few happening. It's going to jump on this one. Mike Power now starting to put a bit of pressure on Schaefer. So then, we go Canadian Motorsport Park for a sprint race, 150k's there. I'm sure Hoffy will be very excited about that. Then we have our second enduro for the season. That's right, there is going to be 2 next season.
Good.
We go to Daytona for a twilight race.
Good. That's about time they come back.
And then after Daytona in round 9, we go to Interlagos, where we do 200k's. And then we finish the season off, not with what has become the standard enduro. Big move here from...
Sorry, Joe. Yeah.
Almost. Had a look. And we finish it off with 200k's at Virginia International Raceway.
I'd go all right there.
So, first time we take the Gen 3s there. So, I think it is, from what I sit, I think it is probably one of the best calendars we've put out for a while. I'd probably say it's one of the best official calendars, Bruce, that you've lined up for a while as well. So hats off to you and your merry ways of rounding up the sheep that you do.
Oh, that's a complete ball ache, I tell you. But yeah, anyway. To be honest, it's already time to start thinking about the next season. So, iRacing will be asking for it very shortly, so we're going to start thinking about it. Got to reach out to the powers that be and make sure that we get the Scops and stuff in there as well. All the other leagues lined up.
Could have done that, Barber.
You would as well, wouldn't it?
So Sam,
Well,
when
if
first
you-
be in the roll into the pits.
So all I'll say, if you there's a
Good shot off there.
there's someone's decided to take the long way around into the, what am I looking for? The dirt road.
Is Bulldog looking to make a move? Here's a look.
So Hoff's in chat talking about getting moist about Mosport. Even though that there was an unfortunate result when Nick Hasler and I came together at Mosport last time, I had a really good race there actually. And actually, come to think of it, I've always had reasonable results at Mosport. So the last ever Gen 2 race in my split, I finished P3, I think. Remember, in officials. So that was quite that. So yeah, I do like Mosport.
Moist at Mosport.
Moist at Mosport. Moistport.
Coffee. Giving me very bad ideas.
Moistport.
No.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Do it at Barber, because it's a prick of a track.
I think
The other thing
Peter
that I've been
Travis is a
pushing
great
for
battle.
is not just wet tracks, but also the odd hot track. I haven't won that battle yet, but I'm trying.
All I'm going to say is read the
Regs.
sup-regs. That's all I'm going to say.
And if you have read sub-regs, you're lying, and it won't. And you know you won't get ahead in life. You'll never become president of the United States if you lie. Oh wait.
Look at this bloke. I'm surprised there's no My Little Princess stickers on the dashboard here. Little Princess Pony stickers. And he's doing all right. He's up 7 spots.
Oh God, shut up, Scott. Don't mention the shortening of officials' war. Jesus Christ. No, that's 10 hours of my life I'll never get back. So yeah, Scott Gamble's just mentioned in chat asking me about shortening the officials. The reason why he's brought that up is we're actually shortening the officials so you can actually run them back to back. So you can do the alternate service within the period.
Did watch a YouTube where some guy showed me that when in the pit stop you could register for the next one.
I know, but that's a complete ball ache. Who wants to? How many times have I said that tonight? You don't want to be doing that. You just want to make it easy for everyone to be able to do it. And the other thing that we've had to do is significantly lower the tank size as well. I think it's now 45%. So there definitely won't be any fuel saving races anymore.
Look at this guy go. He's dead set. He's working hard here. Concentration level is high.
I'm a bit concerned that I can see through his head, but
That's Dave.
hang on a minute. Is this the real Dave Baldock, or is this just a simulation of Dave Baldock?
Oh,
That might
no.
be the game. It might be the game version.
Doing all right, Mr. Baldock. We'll
So
leave
I
it
need,
there.
I would actually expect him to be up a lot higher than that because he does talk himself up a lot at this track.
It's a big game. It's a big game.
So it's interesting that steering wheel that you've got in front of Mr. Baldock's hands there, that MPI wheel. I'm actually, once Mr. Neil Waters, shout out to Player1 and the new MPI steering wheels they're getting in, I'm actually building one of those as my build project this season. So all the knobs arrived today. So it'll be interesting to actually be racing Gen 3 with an actual Gen 3 wheel in my hands. So that'll be interesting.
We've got the Hayes train.
Hayes?
Hayes train in the house. How are you, Hazy?
Yeah, not too bad. Getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Mr. Whiting's moved up 18.
He's going all right. He's tucked on behind Baldock here.
Good moist behind there.
I take it no one's taken a pit stop yet.
Yeah, we've seen Hughes has gone in, and I think Sanford went in as well.
I think Marsh went in too before.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Hayes, if my memory serves correctly, you're a right foot brake, heel and toe gentleman, aren't you?
Yes.
Do you want to share any tips on how you make that work? Because I was trying to, Jesus Christ, it's hard.
Whiting through.
I don't see anything I've learned. So.
Particularly, don't get me wrong, I know the technique, but to try and have consistent brake pressure whilst blipping, hats off to you, man, honestly. Got any tips for people that want to try that?
I've tried it for a very long time before I got the real gist of it, and it's just a matter of continuing trying. It's not very easy, that's for sure. You have to really commit to practicing it. So
We recommend car parks and racetracks.
Because what I've noticed is I can't right foot brake in the sim, and I can't I can't left foot brake in. I can't right foot brake in the sim, and I can't left foot brake in my road car.
You must stand it on its nose.
It's just ridiculous.
There we go. Scott Campbell saying his wheel has sticky notes for the knobs. Not going to ask how those notes got sticky.
Might have been on Cat and Moist.
Maybe happened at Motorsport.
Motorsport.
Oh, what might be known later in season 23 as Monsoon Sport.
So that's what's interesting. Like the lightish rain and the rain coming and going, very interesting, great fun. The once it gets to anything, medium to heavy, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Of course,
Because I don't know my right from my yes, Andrew Rushworth. That's because I don't know my right from my left. Yes, like, let's be honest. I break with my middle leg. Okay.
And then quite funny, SRW the other week in the wet at Okayama, coming around between after turn 2 where you have the kink at Williams, and one person goes off, and because everyone's stuck in the spray trail and can't see, they all just followed the same car into the wall. It was like lemons. It's like lemmings. It was so funny.
Yes.
I know Troy and Billy weren't laughing, but it was funny to me.
Scott, let's not talk about Queensland levels of rain, because iRacing was saying we don't have enough rain to match that.
Morris Hall, Logsdale in the lane. Not the rain.
Speaking of rain, it's raining in Sydney right now.
What?
Believe it or not, it's not fucking raining.
What part
in
of
New York.
Sydney don't you live in, Mark? Wait, all of it, because it's not raining outside my house.
Oh, it's raining at the football. And the SCG's getting wet.
Well, it's like 10 kilometres from my house.
Well, you'll be getting wet soon.
Yeah, because I'm sitting outside in my rig.
He's slapped in the lane. As a listener, he's moved up to 5th, so he's recovered a little bit from the start.
So, John, we're 22 laps in. Do you want to bring up our little graphic so we can see? I can't believe we're only 1/3 race distance. I do enjoy these long races, though. Can you bring up our little pit stop graphic so we can see who has and has not
Nobody
gone in? So
in
nobody.
the top 20.
No one at all yet. Interesting. So I was trying to undercut at this point. So I think I dived in around lap 20 mark from memory.
Yeah, you did. I went in 22. I was in now.
Roy Clark has sent me here to find out when Super Split 3 featuring Roy Clark will be shown. Crash, he's going to save all of us. Clark will be on at 6:30 tomorrow night. Shervo?
Crash, he's going to kill all of us, Clark? Is that what you said?
That's the one.
Yeah.
I thought Crash Clark was going to have a split 5 all in his own.
I'll tell you what, Shervo, I got 3 spots left for the grid for next season, mate. There's still time for you to squeeze in. Well, you could do with a bit of Shervo Jones humour.
There you go, front runners pitting now.
Yep, seeing Smith, Hughes, Zattera, Walden, Lukey Powell out in front representing M1 Racing.
What was the undercut like last night?
Not great.
I think it depends. It depends on what fuel load, fuel strat you're going to. So, because Ed and I did an undercut in testing. We did a full tank undercut test, and I went from 2 seconds behind to 4 seconds in front, and that was all down to how much fuel there was in the space in the tank. That really didn't come into this particular race from a fuel capacity point of view, but I think what was interesting is if you went for a long fuel, you were almost guaranteed to go a lap down for a little bit.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
Trying to,
Bulldog keeping Ray Smith honest here.
really? I thought he's more going, wait for me.
Yeah.
I want to play too.
Oh, I tried.
Sorry, Dave.
I tried.
Sorry, Dave.
Luke Powell into the way. What does listener do?
Love you, mate. Yeah, it's Yeah, that's what I found. So the undercut itself could, because the tyre gain was massive, but it was going to hurt you later on. So it's about balancing do I want to be fast now and slower later or not? That was the real trick. Well, in my experience anyway. So finish something down the back.
Power. Schaefer, Hayes, and Friend all in the lane. So Lisner out by himself, squeezing an extra lap out of it.
Going for that bonus point.
Hey, John, quick, have a look at the chat. Looks like Rob Baxter is accidentally leaking his notes, thinking it's private messaging.
I saw that. Apparently, Peter's not going to let him go. Something about I'm going to tell Mum.
Yeah.
And word on the street is that Rob used to race V8 Utes. Interesting to know if that's a true story or not.
The one thing I do definitely know for sure is with the breakup that's going on in CX2 land, we've gained Mr. Mike Koroloff jumping into our Discord, which he's hanging out with us during the race. These are welcome additions, good for a laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Mike around.
a very, very knowledgeable man, Mike. Of course, Simon Black in for another season as well.
I'll pump Glenn Conson, new driver for the Vets. One of my teammates. He's also a RaceKraft driver in New Zealand.
There we go. Dave Baldock's just let the cat out of the bag.
Nah, that's bullshit. Rob's not good looking enough to join Shadow.
Got too much hair, I heard.
Yeah, exactly.
And Rob making his way through here. Trying to get past Phil Whiting into the lane.
Yep.
He's been quite the push forward, that boy. He pops out after the pit.
So Mr. Listener's in. So Luke's still staying out. And Pops elevates Ray Smith up to P2.
Luke's been in.
Luke's been in.
Yeah, he's an absolute blinder here. Had an intense training session on Monday night. Mr. Powell.
Zattera's come out and popped the quickest lap too, but look at that. It's all at the front here.
I found the pace of this track to be.
Okay, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag.
Another cat in another bag?
Nah, yeah.
RSPCA is going to be on your shoulder.
Dave 37 Racing has officially signed Rob Baxter. So Rob Baxter will be known as a former PRA driver, rubbing shoulders with the likes of James Scott and Brady Myers, under the tutelage of the Kingmaker, David Baldock. If you have a look at slats here, South Australia versus South Australia.
Oh, there's fighting words in chat aimed at you, Mark. Let's watch the get past of the century.
Get past of the century. No, it's past of the century, Sean Slater.
Yeah, exactly.
Slats is doing well here. So, lap 26, of course. We'll just go back a bit, check on my mate JT. And goes a little wide, a little cross country. Not the first person to do that at doing. Won't be the last.
That's the 128 left, isn't it? I tried it a few times last night.
So Rob's saying next time up, Shadow can put a contract forward. Well, not really. We've got our quota from sort of down south. That's Mark. We've got our New South Wales quota. That's me and Brad and Brett. We've got our Western Australian boys. So now we're recruiting from Tasmania. That was Darren, and we're now bringing in Lester from China. So no more mainland recruits.
So sweatshop for the rest of it.
Yeah. This is actually an American who's currently working out of China. So.
Interesting.
First round, we got some big moves.
That's
Yeah,
big.
Brendan up 16.
Yeah.
Watching still moving forward. Good on him.
Yeah, Brendan up 16. Still got Darren Friend up 6. Schaefer as well. These boys doing
On
quite
New
well.
Zealand, COVID's coming to vets. Yeah, no.
What had racket, man? I have a button too.
Well, that would explain why the man didn't put a location in his entry. I'll have to change that to China. So I guess that won't classify for state of origin.
Country of origin. Well, country of origin is US. So.
Please don't tell me he's from Buffalo or surrounding areas like the other V8 Vets drivers we have.
I'll probably live in this country. I'm not sure where he is. Let's see from actually. You can tell me at one point, but find out.
Of course, Nelly died when I found out. We have 2 Americans in our league out of 200 people, and they live 15 kilometres apart.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Bringing communities together all around the world, boys.
As Trump would tell you, it's a big country.
Canada's good now, don't they? Isn't it 50 something state?
Kevin O'Neill, thanking everyone for racing. You were quick last night, Kevin. I know that much.
Yeah, definitely.
Improved a lot.
Mm-hmm. Clean too.
Then Dave, are you saying that we should be pulling telemetry from drivers to compare who is actually sitting behind the wheel?
I've had enough telemetry talk for 1 week, Mr. Baldock. And Sean Slater still pushing forward here. Wilbo under a bit of pressure. Going to go back up to Sanford. Sanford and Power. These two battling for promotion to split 3. This could be a significant pass.
Big move.
Well, there's a little bit of paint being swapped there.
Definitely having a crack are these 2 guys.
Oh, hang on. We've got 2 Player 1 cars together. We know what that means.
We've been missing it.
We have. It's been a season already. Because we've had some decent Player 1 action.
I don't know. WKMP have done pretty good this season. Baldock and DeWitt. I'm not going to say anymore.
Reminds me of Johnson and Bow at the Gold Coast when they came together. That was crazy.
Longhurst and Morris at Winton.
Yep.
Under the great commentary of the great Darryl Eastlake. If you haven't YouTubed that one, highly recommend it.
And they're just saying it's not a thing anymore.
Boss may have laid the law down.
Yeah.
No, team orders at Player 1. Let's start the conversation.
Did he threaten to take away the team branded budgie smugglers if people didn't stop crashing into each other?
Take away their team discount.
Yep.
Been racing cleanly with you. No, they race cleanly, just they used to bump each other. We'll make that clear.
Yeah. Scotty Gamble, yep, you've definitely told me when to look where there should be a squiggle and shouldn't be a squiggle. Looked at a few other people's telemetry over the journey as well.
Mate, is he just trying to avoid everybody, or is he genuinely just trying to?
Am I going to let another cat out of the bag? What cat am I letting out of the bag now, Bulldog? And speaking of Kevin O'Neill, here he is, battling away with Robert Baxter.
Pressuring the Baxter.
Good bluff, Pato. I love it.
The Pato, we know how that works. So they basically look at the entries, the new entries coming in.
I do not.
He goes sort by I rating.
I do
Starts
not.
at the top until he runs out of budget.
Hey, we've gone down in size in the last 2 seasons. We've downsized.
Some would say not enough because Bulldog's still in the fault.
It depends on how he runs.
Yeah.
When he's doing well and sitting up the order in the top 20, yeah, WKP's there. But when he's down below top 20, yeah, it's Dave 37 Racing. And if anyone playing along at home would also notice that he's the only one with pool guys on the side. May or may not have something to do with Sheepdog on the rear.
Yeah. So Zeely's saying you've gone from 52 down to 51 team members.
All I gotta say is jealousy is the greatest reward. Big shout out to my teammates. They put up with a hell of a lot. Considering the amount of time I spend between Vets, Pro Series and my day job, I don't really give them the love that they probably deserve. So big shout out to those boys. And great to have young Billy Mole come and join them and given Mr. Warboys a bit of spice of life and Mr. Stone Street as well, racing all very well together in SRW. And of course they convinced me to jump across the SRW and do the split T stuff, which has been fantastic for me. Is I'm actually, instead of being the one spotting for Blake all the time, I actually have Blake spotting for me, which is quite entertaining and very rewarding because I'm learning heaps.
Hazy hot on the heels of
Of Holly, yeah.
The Holly.
And Sanford and DeWitt just tucked up behind them.
When did you put? Red?
Lap 23 or 25 it was. I noticed around lap 18 my tyres seemed to be going off. A little bit of a brake balance adjustment fixed that, so I'm normally a set and forget go with that, but last night was not an option. It was way too much of a pain in the ass to try and turn in, so yeah, had it adjusted a bit and got it to a nice situation. And I think Jeff was struggling a little bit with maybe rubber at this point. He was going a bit deep a couple of times. I don't think it was error at the time. I think it was a bit debris on the track and rubber on and so on. So
I think that created a really good last night. I think if you went into a corner, you got it slightly wrong, you definitely created an opportunity for somebody else behind you to make a move.
Yeah, I like it. I don't have a problem with it at all. It's helped me and it's not helped me at times, but I enjoy it. I like having it there. So.
But John, there's a big controversy, or should I say reveal, going on in chat. That AJR is a sub-team of WKMP.
Junior team?
Yep.
Like an Alpha.
Junior?
Hang on a minute. Does that mean the Player 1 is a sub-team of AJR?
Don't you know who runs Shadow Racing?
Yeah, Elon. Wait, oh, hang on.
But saying that, old AJ's rig's coming along quite well, wasn't it?
Well, it's doing well until he put the brothel neon signs on it.
Hey, you've got to treat the sheep right, man. Fuck it, and I could say that on TV.
I probably missed a few, Andrew. When I went through last night, I was tired, but when I went through, did my cheat sheet last night, there wasn't a hell of a lot showing up in SDK, unfortunately.
So, as we cross the line, next lap, we reach half race distance.
Yay!
So I think it's time for intermission.
Intermission. Go, Bruce.
Yeah,
Bruce is going. Bruce.
One to go.
It's time to refill the glass, I think.
All right, let's see if I've still got this one here. Let's throw up a quick intermission. Right, 5 seconds. And we are back live in
Straight into a battle.
into a battle. Mr. Baxter doing well. Till someone did that.
Ooh.
For sale, slightly set of used tyres.
Oh.
And then Mr. Baxter thought he'd help. Unsafe rejoin. I did put the call in, only because Baxter's called 101 of them on this season. Alright, let's get back up the front. We are, of course, past our halfway distance. Lukey Power from M1 Racing, teammate of the great Mark Peck, Darren Crosby. And he's doing quite well here. He's 7.5 seconds up the road from Ray Smith. Ray Smith he's got a little bit of lap traffic in front of him. And Ray, of course, in second. And it's like, everyone, we've got to get out of the way of Ray. Oh, we better get out of the Ray way. Bang! Hey!
Oh. That's one way you get out of the way, right? We're going to take him out.
Let's just say it was millimeters. Ray probably didn't see it. Ray probably didn't know, but it was millimeters. And I was like, oh my God, I just about killed the championship contender. That was like
Race control car 386.
and it's like, how do I explain that one?
Incidental lap 36, final corner.
Because I was having that great battle with Rob, and I saw Rob pull off out of the way, and I thought, oh, he's letting Ray through, so I'll pull off to the right, sorry, to the left, and we'll let Bax through. Sorry, let Ray through, and I didn't realise I'd slowed down that much that poor old Bax had to hit me. Anyway, it was an entertaining night.
Rob could have readdressed the position though. I mean, he just drew it off on you.
Put me on 16 incident points at that stage too, prick.
Sando's saying that would be a perma ban for everyone else. I would say he's just testing the new regulations for next season.
It's almost permanent ban for Baxter, yeah. You'll be able to join Blue Oyster Sim Sports, Simon.
He got away with it too. That wasn't called in. There's nothing on the sheet.
Yeah. Well, I didn't call it in.
Of course, you're not going to call it in.
I wasn't going to call it in. Baxter didn't call it in. No. Love the boy. Love your work, Bax. We're just trying to do the right thing, mate. Play the game by blue flags. Get out of the way of the championship leaders. Let's have a look. Slats is still trying to beat up Baldock. I haven't seen Baldock stay this far in front of Slater in a long time.
Surely you know how to make a Palmer, Rob.
Can't get a Palmer and Brizzy. Everything's shut. If you haven't heard, Rob, there's this thing called Cyclone Alfred, if you haven't seen the news of late.
If you also haven't heard, there's a thing called chicken, and there's a thing called a knife, and then there's a thing called bread flour. And if you're into it, eggplant, personally, I don't believe that belongs on Palmer, but there's a whole school thing, there's a whole group of people that do. Same with ham, tomato paste. Come on, I can't be that bad.
There's no meat, eggs or milk in Berryborough.
There's no meat, eggs or bread anywhere in Brisbane or Southeast Queensland. I live in Lockyer Valley and there's none out here.
Yeah, eggs are a bit of a shortage, but I didn't
know.
Here we go. Walden's going to get through here. Of course, for those who haven't been following the Discord news, Zippy is going to go backwards and travel a greater distance away from home to go south to Tasmania, where he's going to hook up with all of the Tasmanian iRacing Vets drivers. So if you haven't signed up for that one, I highly recommend it. I do believe I'm going to let the cat out of the bag here, Zippy. This is a fact-finding mission for Zippy's race commentary. So just be careful what you do and don't say and who you introduce to Zippy, because it may or may not be used against you.
I was about to say you should catch up with Darren, but I'm not saying you should do that now. So Pato's saying there's plenty of oysters in the bar he's at.
Oi!
He's in the oyster bar. The blue one.
I think he's down in Sydney, isn't it? He's in North Sydney.
Well, at least that's how I read that comment anyway. That was last weekend.
Plenty of Sydney rock oysters down in Sydney.
The blue oyster bars were last weekend.
So, Zippy, when you head to Tasmania, you'll see a lot of right front V8 supercar tyres going down to Tasmania, because that's where mine went last night. They went south very quickly.
There's the Zeal Tour.
Where is the Zeal? Zeal should drop in, defend himself.
Nah, it's more fun like this.
I heard you had to buy tickets for that tour.
These boys here having a great little battle.
They are.
They wouldn't be worth very much though, those tickets.
Great to see Darren showing some good pace again. Daniel as well.
Well, he's having a look. He's not going to get there. There's nowhere to go.
You'll keep pestering me though.
Oh, yeah.
Marty Hughes, how many vets are from South Australia? There is quite a few. from South Oz. Off the top of my head, I'd say it'd be close to 20. It'd be in South Australia.
Mr. Sheffield needs to have a chat with his mechanics and tighten up that windscreen wiper. It's flapping around.
He definitely does. And they come from great places like Galway, and just next door, Lewiston, Adelaide. They've walked around and about. Mount Gambier. So plenty of South Aussie lads.
Here's one for you. How many Kiwis are around?
Too many. Oh wait, my boss is Kiwi. Shit. Oh wait, I work for New Zealand. I work for a New Zealand company now. I'm crap. Love my New Zealand friends.
There's a few. There's at least Derek Lovegrove, Tanik, Taliancic, yourself, of course, AJ,
McKinsey.
Let's try and think of a few others. Logan Barnett. Got a couple from Hamilton. We've got Collinson and Scott, two newbies come from over the other side of the ditch.
Yeah, Collinson's a misfit.
So there's a few. Someone from
So
the
when we do
Feelings,
State of Origin,
Heritage.
they'll be all missing when we do State of Origin because they.
Because we're not allowed, eh?
Mark, you know how it works. If a Kiwi is any good, we claim them as Australian.
So also we've got Lachlan, Mackenzie.
Oh, he's giving him a bump. Sorry,
John.
John. It's going to be. Something's going to happen in turn one. Nope.
Pull it up.
Nowhere to go.
Nice.
So just for you, the kid, you've also got the likes of Josh Strage, he's a Galway boy, and of course Lewiston's next door. So quite a few out your neck of the woods. Great little battle, these lads.
Clean, respectful.
Yeah, Daniel will hustle it.
And this, I think, is the challenge of these cars at Phillip Island, is there is literally nowhere to make a pass unless you can force them to.
Knocked them down behind Hazy last
That's hilarious.
So the field pretty well spread. Luke Power, he's 12 seconds up the road from Ray Smith. Smith just holding off Brendan Zattera, he's 15 seconds back.
That's good effort from Luke. We're that far ahead of Ray.
Lap 41, so we're heading towards the... We're not there yet, we're heading towards the back third. So I assume we've got running green so far, as Phillip Island will sort of let you do. So no safety cars yet, to speak of. So almost heading to that second round of pit stops now. I do like these longer races. I think they're both a test of the concentration, but also the strategy window opens up, and you can play a lot more when it comes to those sorts of things. Maybe not here at Phillip Island with the tyre deck being so drastic.
Aggressive.
Yeah. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't mind that there being a tyre deck and to play with. I think the factors of just the race length plus the tyre deck. It would have been nice to have it so that you could do the 2 versus 3 stop. Would be good. So even more deg, I think, would have been better to bring that into play. Or was a little bit. That's definitely a tap. Definitely a love tap there.
Having a look.
Just make sure he's looking in the mirror.
So Luke Powers just dived in the lane from P2. So
Go back
about
to
to start that round.
Simon Haynes' comment. Yeah, mate, definitely organise something. I highly recommend it. I did one in Sydney a couple of years ago. Had a quiet drink at the golf club with a Mr. Bruce McLeod and a few others.
Yep.
I did a road trip, went to Foster and met Marty and his owner, which was a lovely, lovely ride in a Mustang around Foster. Don't blink, is that short? And then, of course, into Newcastle, caught up with the Duggans, or the Dugganettis, as Todd likes to be known now. And of course, our split one safety car driver, Matty Mascord. My own teammates, caught up my own teammates down in Melbourne just after New Year's. So yeah, plenty of guys in iRacing worth hooking up and catching up with. I even had a round of golf with Brenton O'Brien. So there you go.
Nice. How'd you go?
He beat me. You had to ask, didn't you?
Is that Michael Power dropping down the list?
Fuel stop.
The question for Marty Hughes: will the vets always have 2 pit stop compulsory rules? The answer is
Read the stop
definitely.
regs.
The answer is no. Vets hasn't always had the 2-stop rule. It's had fuel restrictions and all sorts of things. So I think for now it's definitely the preferred formula. But will it always have it? I think no, definitely not. Vets will always change things up depending on what goes on.
Read the stop regs. That's all I'm saying.
Michael Power went off turn 1. That was why he dropped down. I put a pass and went in turn 1.
You did, yeah. But he also did do second stop as well on lap 41. So
I think we might have just missed part of the century there.
he didn't, did he? Slater got past. He did too, and he's gone. Answer your question, Marty Hughes.
It's not a pass of the century. It's a blinky. You missed it. Sorry, John. Go.
Marty Hughes, yes, I play golf, but let's just say my handicap is very, very handicapped.
I was going to say, you play or try?
Oh, I think you call a handicap a 34 try. And considering I've got 2 teammates at WKMP that play off +1 and +2.
Which,
yeah.
The last game of golf I played was with the best man from my wedding, and we were more concerned about how many beers we drank per hole as opposed to driving the golf carts around as opposed to actually pulling out the clubs and hitting balls.
I can do it right in that game. I can hold my own. And the golf may even improve.
how do you try the wish golf kit? Interesting.
But
That's
Dave's
great.
got a bit of pressure on.
Yeah, great little battle here. Yeah, Luke Powell getting into the action.
Yeah, fresh tyres.
Come play Murray Downs. I have thought about Murray Downs. I'll leave you in the loop, Marty. WKMP in July are probably having a golf day up at Rich River, so
I played there many years ago.
That's a weird rendering issue of the taillights, huh?
well, we worked out that and they're all in the lane. And Power, of course, pitted earlier, so he stays out. No, we did work out that it was the same +3 now. Rub it in, Tommy. Bloody hell. That's not golf, that's stealing.
I'm sorry, John. I got to talk here. With Darren and Darren, don't they know the difference, the strategy of do the opposite?
Yeah, you'd think that.
And that's when you're racing hard with someone, you do. It doesn't matter. I want to pit. They want to pit. You just do the opposite.
So anyway, going back to Marty Hughes' story, yeah, we worked out that Josh could drive from Adelaide, the boys from Sydney could drive to Echuca. Short 3-hour trip from us from Albury, 3-hour trip from the lads from Melbourne. And don't go anywhere near Echuca, Moama that weekend for the rest of the world.
So lap 44, so 24 laps to go, so I can see the majority of the leaders are coming in apart from the 5 at the front.
David Logstale's just stopped. We may be under safety car.
Well, there was a safety car.
Right when they need one too.
Yep. Right when I got 17 incident points.
Did you somehow get 18 and then just trundle through pit lane during the safety car period, John? Is that what happened?
No, I was actually in pit lane when the safety car was called. Had to roll the die. Had to win somewhere. Everyone rolling into the lane now. Baldock in there.
So yeah, how does that work? Does that mean you were going into every penalty and decided, oh fuck the penalty, I'll take my fuel now and then come around next lap for the penalty, or did you take?
No,
the penalty?
I'd already had a pit stop the lap before. 2 laps before
Okay.
2 laps before I had an incident. Used up my last 2 incident points into a wall that shall not be named.
I'm not going to ask how you got 17X at Phillip Island, but okay. I can guess. Probably involves Rob Baxter and Dave Baldock.
Rob Baxter gave me a few. I gave myself a few.
It is a fair point, Rob Baxter. We pay for the safety car driver, so we have to get our money's worth.
Yes, here comes Lucas. He's about to come out. Luke Power, he's tucked up behind JT at the moment.
We're trying well tonight.
I've noticed that vets tends to go through phases. You will come a phase where you'll have like multiple safety cars every race for like 4 races in a row, and then you'll go through a phase where you'll have no safety cars for like 6 races. It's just a bit strange. Like even Belle Isle in Split 3 this season had none. Yet last time I was there for race control, we had like 6.
You live on them, yeah.
Yeah.
Just got to say, while we're on the safety car, hats off this season to Luke Neville, Travis. I'm hopeless at announcing your surname. I'll have a crack at it. Of course, we are talking, and I'll find it somewhere here, somewhere.
So while you're looking at that up, John, BG89's asking why did you stop on track? My gut feel is he did a money shift in turn 1, downshifting to engine brake, and the engine went poppity pop.
That's pretty much the story.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me at Red Bull Rink. I ended up getting stuck in the middle, right at the top of the hill there.
And of course, I'm going to try and get this right. Travis apologises why I don't normally pronounce it, but Travis, as a party.
Or there's an alternate strategy here, alternate possibility. Adrian Zeal was doing his fuel strategy and he ran out of fuel. Is a Team AJR car, so that's the other possibility.
Could run with that one. Yeah, so Travis as a party did our intro as well. Of course, Sorensen gave us the music as well, so credit to him as well. But big shout out to Travis for doing that one for us. Travis, Luke has run Travis's first season in race control. Luke Neville had ran the show all year. Luke, of course, had issues being in Brisbane, and Travis stepped up and he was going to gun it himself on his own. We managed to get in the last second, which I don't think turned up at the start of the race, but turned up during the race, was Jake Burton. So you're not going to get a better bloke to give you a hand than Jake.
He's done a good job.
Got Jake in there to give him a hand, but Travis did an awesome job. So hats off to Trav. Sensational stuff. And hats off to all of our RC team all the year. I know they had a few issues with safety cars and things like that. We got them sorted by the looks, which is good. No, it's not easy.
No, the thing is, they couldn't panic either.
Nah, and it's a high pressure situation.
Oh yeah.
For those people sitting there, like, trust me, I was the chief race control for the Q series, for the Logitech series, the qualifying series that we just had over February, and making the decision to bring out the safety car and when to get the car on track, coordinating everything is a absolute big deal, and it is not easy. And then overseeing stewards as well, and then being the one that advises incidents to stewards to look at. It's not an easy thing to do.
And the flip side of this, John, of course, is that when the safety car's out, things slow down for the drivers. So you get a lot of calls of, where's my wave around? Or can you have a look at this incident? And when you're just going flat out, trying to look at data and work out who should be waved around and who shouldn't.
Yeah, you're busy.
You're very busy. You're flat out. And then it's like those sorts of things. So one thing I will also highly recommend, if you've raced vets for 27 seasons. Oh look, there goes Dave.
Oh look.
If you've raced vets for 27 seasons and feel like having a season off, definitely take the time, jump in race control for a season. It's definitely a different view of vets. Vets always needs that help, even if it's just drive a safety car, or clean up what was left of the safety car from the driver from the previous season before. not looking at you, Mark Dial, but I am. Yeah, just get in and help out because it's the league always appreciates that.
And I
That wasn't me. I left that for Hoppy.
no, it
Previous
is.
driver before me was doing message.
And we are in a really lucky situation going into season 23 where we have retained the same guys, the same 2 guys for race control in each split. I think that is fantastic. And big shout out too to Josh Stroge. Has been also jumping in as a relief caller. Matty Mascord having some night shift works and things like that going on. So Matty has been MIA, so we've managed to jump Josh in as a safety car driver in split 1. Last night, Josh jumped in because Joe Marnie was travelling back home to Perth. Josh managed to jump in and go RC1 for Ty Delaney as well. So Ty doing a fantastic job in split 3. For anyone who knows Ty, he's only 15 years old, a very young, serious.
He's not young. He's a very mature man for his age.
Yeah, that's where I was going. But yeah, very mature young fella, and he is killing it on the track, but also, coming here in vets and doing race control and doing a really good job of it and learning the other side to help his craft when he is racing. And he's doing really well, and it was just good Josh could step in and be the mature adult to prop him up. So Josh has been making most of the decisions propped up by Joe, which has been good. Of course, split 2 being done by the one and only Dave Coleman. They've been an integral part of the league committee, integral part of managing race control for a very long time in the league. The league would be lost without Dave. Appreciate everything he does. Love you, brother. And then in split 1, of course, Greg Favell, and he's supported by the one and only Anthony Visma. And then, of course, we have our DSOs in Mark Dial and Jake Burton. So, very blessed with the guys that we've got coming back next season.
I think everyone's lucky that Greg and Viz are in race control because those guys are bloody quick, especially Viz. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. There's some serious driving there.
So having those 2 guys benched, I think, is doing a few people all our favours.
And for such a long time too, so they're so consistent with what they do, and and Greg's a take no BS kind of guy, so it's great working with him.
I think Greg came in my second season of doing RC, and I've done RC and then raced for a year, and then gone back and done RC for a year and raced again, and Greg's been there the whole time. So definitely hats off to those boys.
Yeah. And I'll do another lap on the safety car. I'll get all my thank yous done now, so I'll do them later. Also, a big thank you as well, Reg James. I think he's moved house for the 3rd time in 18 months. Not an easy gig at the best of times, anything, let alone maintaining, doing all of our graphics for the league. Greatly appreciate everything Reg does. It takes a lot of time to do that sort of stuff, and it's time I don't have. Not to mention he's next level, looking professional than what I am with it. Can't thank him enough. We've got Jamie McKnight does the setups. I know they've been a little bit controversial this season, but Jamie's a busy man as well. Gets them done. Hello, Mark.
Look, let's just park that for a second. It's a brand new car. Hats off to Jamie. I don't care whether it was gonna always cop flack. The best setup on the planet, and someone still wouldn't like it because it didn't suit their style. Hats off to Jamie for not only doing the setups, but putting up with all the shit we throw at him.
Exactly.
It's definitely appreciated.
Exactly.
Yeah, I appreciate it, but just some more work might go astray.
Hats off to Funky Miller as well. He has been the man in the background, grinding to make sure that all of everyone's telemetry is where it should be when it needs to be. That's another job that I have not had to do, which has been sensational. Hats off to Carl Pickering. Carl does a great job with the socials, working as a FIFO. He has it all scheduled and lined up and running really well. Can't thank him enough as well. And of course, we've got a couple of the other guys on the committee that act in a moderator's role. So they try and help us keep in control of the conversation, stop people getting too far off the rail. And then also a huge thank you to another bloke who's as busy as I am at the moment, who keeps sending me bloody photos of himself dressed as a jelly bean in Dampier. Scotty Van Loon. I don't need photos of boats going in and out, but hey, it looks good. Yeah, but hats off to him as well. He does a hell of a lot of work behind the scenes as the safety car pulls away. And the last...
And he's never shy of an opinion under our private chats.
I know. That's what I love about him. He's straight up and down.
Oh, yeah.
There's no grey, just black, white, yes, no. And also a shout out to every driver in the league. It's you blokes that keep me coming back every year to every season to do this. As we're coming down the hill, let's see what Lukey does here. And of course, shout out to my own team. As I said before, I think they're poor victims of everything I'm doing for Vets and Pro Series.
All right, here we go,
Here
John.
we go.
You've got them done. We're getting to the point here now, so we've got 20 laps to go. Everyone's fueled. Everyone's got tyres. Everyone's bunched up.
And everyone's on the lead lap.
So it's like, forget the last race. Forget the last 40 laps. It's like the race begins now.
And we've got all the contenders near the front.
Yep.
Look at that beautiful M1 livery. He is away. And Mr. Smith has gone with him. Let's go, big dog. Oh, I keep talking about my favourite Dutchman in Greg Shelton. I got to say, Ray Smith is my favourite Scotsman.
Hey, what about me?
you're a Kiwi.
Yeah, I've been here.
God bless Ray. He came into the season with a point to prove.
Oh, there's some action at the back. Tommy
Oi.
DeWitt dropping like a rock past Baldock. Now Bus Hughes. He's definitely something's happening to him.
I think he ran a little wide, I think was the story. No, I don't think Baldock touched him. I think Baldock's not allowed to touch DeWitt's rear ever again, so I've been told.
I'm not sure what's going on with Peter Wilkinson's locked on Labs livery, but I'm sure that it absorbs light and it's so black.
There is okay.
That matte finish. He's not having a good one. So it looks like he's been running towards the front for a lot of the season. Very characteristic for him to be back in P17. And Wilco, where's my podcast when I'm at the gym, mate? Come on, lift your game. Pump out some more episodes for me.
Wilco's been busy boy with work and being on the Sunshine Coast. I would say he's been a stressed out lad as well with the weather. Little Alfie hanging off the coast. So
that's all right. I get my fill of Wilco by jumping in the streams and hassling.
He's one of the good guys of iRacing, Wilco. If you haven't watched any of his podcasts.
So there we go. There's a move into turn one.
There's heaps of moves going on. Marty Hughes. He has just snuck into fourth. He's got that big pelican flying.
18 laps to go. Luke Powell's out in half a second. Brendan Zattera. Big gap back to Marty Hughes.
Morris has just run wide into one.
Shepard's got Hughes on him.
So John, where are we at championship-wise now? So where are the key players?
Key players at the moment are Smith and Zattera. Now, Zattera had a little incident with a certain Mr. Hayes, I believe, a little bit earlier on in the race. So there may or may not be some licence points hanging over Mr. Zattera's head. So we'll leave that one up to race control, which I've actually put the notes up so people can read. But yeah, it is going to come down, I think, at this stage. If they stay the way they are, it may come down to that.
I'm going to see most of these boys have been running at the front, fighting for the championship, and they're all up there again.
It is good. These guys, like, I really love the fact that these blokes have come down from split 3 and they've come with a point to prove.
I tell you, they're not mucking about. So Luke Powell just knocked out a 32.9. Ray Smith was also on a 32. So they're absolutely banging out front.
Oh, absolutely. And Steph cheering on Brad and JT. So at the moment, this is JT's swan song for vets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hasn't signed up for next season. Bit disappointed in that. I thought JT was really improving.
Is that right? Need to get on it, Tom Beauty. Hazy, sorry.
And it just sounded good stirring him up, saying JT's doing this, JT's doing that.
There's been a few of us hitting him up about it, telling him to sign up, so it's not without us trying to.
3 spots left.
At least you'll have a water boy if he doesn't. What, beer boy, anything?
The Pelican is doing well. Husey, he's hanging on the 4th. Good to see him having a great run. Schaefer up 6 spots. He's going to be pretty chuffed with that one. Good
He's
drive.
racing well this season.
He disappeared for a second. Now he's back.
Out.
Yep, he's
Oh, no.
back. He's back. Hazy, manage yourself back up 2 spots.
And Bill's back again.
Now, he did post a photo. You want to elaborate a bit more? Hell of an effort.
Since February 14th, after round 7, so around 8, 9, and 10, the last 2 rounds, I've been driving with multiple fractures in my right wrist from a workplace incident that I had no issue like with being a cause of. I was the innocent party of being hit by a forklift.
Who did you punch?
No one. I got hit by a forklift driver, not looking where he's going, when reversing at full speed and pinning me against a wall in his forklift for about 8 seconds.
Hello, come on. Ouch.
So I put my arms up to brace and my right hand copped at the worst, and multiple fractures in my right wrist. So
When you said it was a workplace injury, February 14th, I just had you washing dishes.
One day to say no, you reckon?
when it happened and I told DK and Andrew Rushworth, I literally, at that time, I thought my season was done. So.
You've done well to be able to see yourself around this well. Slater just got past the Jeff Sanford. This has implications as well for the promotion and relegation. Sando, you've got to get up there, son. Put the pedal to the metal. No, it's Sando just saying in the chat, Hazy, that you're extremely lucky it's just the wrist.
Oh, I am. I'm very much lucky. I'm lucky I didn't get waist or legs or anything like that where I got pinned, so...
So what did he look like after you hit him with your left hand?
When it happened, I was in a lot of pain. He come up to me and I told him, the first thing I said to him is, I think you need to leave right now. Just go away from me. Do not come near me, thank you. He was the very like a nice fella, but just the last person I wanted to see straight after that.
Yeah.
You're right though.
Unless you're polite about it.
I want to be so nice.
Yeah.
He's apologised, so it's all good. Accidents happen.
You guys get ACC over there?
Yeah.
Workplace accidents do happen, and they're not all come up rosy.
No, definitely not.
Question in chat was, did he get a drive-through penalty?
He was suspended from a fork for a period of time, so I guess kind of.
It's the end of the new rule.
So you got to hop in the fork and go bend over.
There's a couple of good battles. Slater putting a lot of pressure on Holly. Wilco putting a bit of pressure on our mate Darren Friend.
He's coming through.
You're going to do it. You got to come in early.
Yep.
He has. I think there's a bit of a, I'll let you through from the left-hand side as well.
I've got to say, like, last night, I know I'm down the back, so I haven't shown them, but geez, I think there was 2 people I passed going side by side from MG all the way around to Southern Loop. And like, when you're caught outside on turn 12, it's just balls. Balls being there, but it's just balls on the other guy to give you room as well.
Yeah.
It was just, I can't remember who they were who I passed, but it was like, I'm nowhere, but it was probably some of the best racing I've had in vets, probably just about ever. You know, just easy way to sum it up.
Racing hard and you're getting the respect too.
Yeah.
The racing's like that all the way through the field. Even with the old guys in split 2 and split 3. We haven't got anyone in split 1 yet, but you know, it's pretty respectful for them here anyway.
I think generally, I think there's always the odd exception here and there, but I think generally, yes, definitely respectful. But I think it's something you have to practice. And my advice from the peanut gallery would be, I think there's some people that need to stop focusing on hot lapping and need to instead focus on racecraft. And one thing we do a lot of is we run private sessions where we just want a better term, Mark, beat the shit out of each other. Doing race laps, and that's where you get the practice of knowing how to give room and not give room.
That's right, and if you're bunched up in a group, you learn when to pass, you learn how to defend, and
you also know who you're racing too.
Yeah,
exactly.
Although, Mark, I noticed the lower rated driver is laughing in chat.
Until 5 I don't care who you are.
I think a lower rated driver can save every one of us with that laugh.
Yeah, you can certainly laugh, because we'll see what the results end up being tomorrow night, Mr. Lower rated driver.
I haven't pulled away from Chase.
I know I let him pass him a couple of times last night.
In order of self-preservation?
Yep, pretty much. To be fair, he was a shitload faster than me at that point.
Who you're racing?
Yep.
I will probably give a shout out to Phil watching.
The problem is, though, is the only challenge with that strategy is that it's know who you're racing, but when you think you're not racing them, then it turns out at the end of the race you are racing them. That's where it becomes interesting. But
5 to go. If you're not red behind me, I'm letting you pass. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You have to work for it.
Here we go. Here's one of these moves.
Oh, is this a payback? Do you pay him back for the...
No, it's past the century right there.
Look at that.
Oh, that's on Pato. I thought it was on Baxter.
He's coming back.
So it's Scotty Gamble sharing his strategy. Unless you're Gandalf, you shall not pass.
And straight into the back of Hall. I was enjoying the fact we had a safety car and got me back on the lead lap. I don't think these boys enjoyed the fact.
Send it. Oh, what's he there?
Hang on, not done yet.
Send it harder.
You were saying?
Nicely done.
Nice.
I just want to say no sandbags were harmed in the making of that footage. And jump back on with Holly, Walden, Phil Whiting, then Sanford and Slater behind these lads.
Yeah, everyone's complaining about marbles and debris, but all it is iRacing finally fixed their sandbag simulator. It's all the shit you're dropping on track.
Like the old NASCAR when they used to drop them up, the balloons it.
When we had round 1 of the Q Series, we started the race with a track that was basically looked like it had done 2 hours of racing with marbles on it, and it looked shit for the start of a race, excuse my French. But, you know, we've tweaked the settings to try and get away from that, and the next thing after that is, if that is you, Paul Young, come back to Vets. I got 3 spots, mate. Your name on the table. Come prove yourself. The debris is out there. Like, we have marbles turned off in Vets, but it is debris that's supposedly there, and it is going to be a battle, I think, moving forward. And at the end of the day, it does create opportunities as well. If somebody does get offline and gets out into it, then they are going to get understeer and slide sideways and go into trouble. Phil Whiting now into the top 10 up 25 spots.
Oh, it's 2-player and Player 1 cars getting together. It's got me all excited.
And Slater in the middle.
Doesn't take much, but...
What I can be really excited about now. Slater's out in the marbles though. Bo Slater.
He went round.
There was commentator
jinxed him.
on the one right there. Aye.
Well, Slats at Race of Champions this weekend. Hopefully he's going to look up the Gunter. Get us a photo of him on the broom. God bless the boy.
Where is Blue 37?
I'm just impressed he had Roundtree on the broom.
Yeah.
Well done.
He's having a field day. He's met some of his idols in motorsport so far this weekend, and yeah, with what Dave's going through with his mum passing away 2 weeks ago and funeral on Monday and all the rest of it, and then to have this now, it's just a big pick-me-up for him, so.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, under a lot of pressure from Darren Friend here.
All I can say, John, if people are complaining about the marbles, they haven't really raced in the rain yet.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. I think all the Kiwis just need to put a Kiwi on the front.
Yeah,
let us pass, boys.
You boys just eat Pukehoe, so you finally have a track.
Rocked up to an official at Magna Core, going, yep, everyone's telling me Magna Core's wet. Rocked up, started with wet tyres, no rain, and went, this is really not much fun. And then I'm doing SRW now on Tuesday nights, and I kind of have an appointment with my physio for knee rehab, and that finishes at 7:30, and qualifying starts at 7:30. So I usually have logged into the server. I usually walk in straight home at 20 to 8, straight into the rig, on track, qualify, and don't do any practice. Just one lap of qualifying is my practice, basically. And it was raining, and it was like, oh my God, this is bullshit. No one told me it was going to be this. And so the split 2 race was wet. Thank God Blake talked me through it and told me, no, drive that line, do this, do that. And then came the split 1 race, and it was dry. Everyone's saying the rain's coming, the rain's coming, the rain's coming. I was watching the radar saying, ain't gonna rain, ain't gonna rain. So like James Scott and Dave Coleman came in and got wet, and it's like, that's not a smart move.
Needs to be moist before you put those on.
Yeah, exactly. Like Maysport. With Hoffy.
Okay, well, Mr. White in here will be safety first. Out of Tauranga, New Zealand, by the way, just like I say. Tell them I'd get my blood.
A little bit of a lock-up. There's no safety first in that.
9 to go.
And of course, yep, 9 to go. Laps are ticking down. Going to go back to Hughesy. Bit of a battle here with Darren Friend. I got some.
Where are those title contenders?
The title contenders are sitting in 2nd and 3rd. Not too far behind Luke Power, about 1.5 seconds is Ray Smith. We drop back to Zats. And then on to Hughesy. And then Brad Hayes sitting in 5th. The one-armed bandit stealing points. Daniel Schaefer in 6th. Lisner, he's dropped back to 7th, so that's going to have some implications, I think, for the championship.
Elkins seems to be doing up to 12.
And shuffling back. Yeah, Sanford's down 12, so he might be safe. Michael Powell tucked in behind Lisner. Now, Lisner third in the championship, so there's a real battle here. I think Lisner really, being those 5 points behind, may need to get up past Hughes. So he may lose his foot on the podium to Hayes. Darren Walden's in ninth. Phil Whiting up 25 spots. That, to me, has been a sensational drive. Started at the...
I'm calling it now. That man's getting a burger.
No man's getting a burger. Dave Holly, he's up 7. Jeff Sanford up 12.
Oh, play one.
No. It was play one. I'd have it. It would be highlighted in bold on my list. Trust me.
It's not till 11th.
And Tommy DeWitt, he's up in 15th. Van Regis got another spot. He's up into 23rd, tucked in behind Wilco, in between Wilco and Hall. Walden's just lost a couple of spots. He's gone agricultural. Looking for a new grass cutting man, O'Brien. There's one there.
We took the Roscoe line.
And under a bit of pressure here already. Here comes O'Loughlin.
And here comes the Red Beast too.
And Baxter.
That puts pressure on him.
Oh!
3 wide.
Hey, gets it done.
Well, Baxter's going to pick up 2 here, isn't it?
Is Rob going to show them the pit room maneuver?
Here comes the Bax. He's in there.
Oh,
It's not the last lap yet.
He's in there.
easy roof, you have to.
Get the elbows out.
He's a new livery for next season.
Here comes Baldock. Baldock's in the thick of it. It picks up Walden. Baldock up into the top 20.
That definitely would have made him more 16 that.
That's all on. DeWitt and Slater now. And Adam Hughes tucked up behind.
6 to go in the season. The boys have got their elbows out big time.
I haven't given a big shout out to the Nowra Fasters entry.
Unrelated opinion in chat. Fishy boys aren't fast in the wet.
Kiwis can't fly, but we're fast in the wet.
That sounds a bit fishy about that. That's all I'm going to say. DeWitt under a lot of pressure from Slater, taking the defensive line, allowing Hughes to have a bit of a think about going up the nose inside. DeWitt's on the outside. Oh, Hughes!
You know, personally I like to keep it really tight there, but you just couldn't with those marbles there. on the other side.
Hughesy. He's going to stick it up the inside of Slater.
Nicely done.
2 wide still.
The white wheels get him there. I guarantee it.
No comment in chat from Rob Baxter.
Maybe he's signed the deal.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
here we
there's
go,
a
here we
sand,
go,
there's a
here we
sand,
go.
there's a sand.
Can I just make the comment that Rob Baxter never has no comment? What is wrong? Has Alfred hit land?
Is that the new boat for the contract?
So 5 laps left to run. We've got Powell with a 1.1 second lead over Smith, followed by almost a 7-second lead out to Zattera.
Definitely very situation settled at the top. The battle for the top 10 with Holly. He has Wilbo tucked up behind him. So, of course, if he was with WKMP, they'd probably ensure that he had a no-comment order in the contract.
So while we're looking at Dave Holly here, is it Phil Whiting we're thinking of for our driver of the day? Up 26
spots now, yeah. Yeah, just
I'm
in
going to
front.
nominate that man for a burger if he keeps where he is. That's a good effort. Or it's either that, or once the championship is decided, whoever wins it, they're my two.
No, I reckon Whiting. I reckon it's been a hell of a drive. Let's jump back on with Sanford. Let's see what he can do. He's battling here. He probably not going to knock the door of the championship. I think he's got to start worrying now about promotion or no promotion. No comment again from Baxter.
Is that no comment about the comment or no comment about the comment of the comment?
No comment about the signed contract.
No comment about the fact that I said if he's at WKMP, there'd be no comment.
Right.
Talk to the PR.
Mind you, I haven't been at the helm. I've been running everything else, so... Boys, what have you done and haven't told me, Bulldog? Haven't seen him in my Discord chat, so that might be something. Bill Whiting has improved out of sight, says Crash Clark. Comment of the night. Coming from the Clark Kent of the V8 Vets. So Lachlan keeping pressure on Slater. Slater's had a good drive. He's had a good season, I think. Unlike last season, his gear is stuck together. Smith has just had an agricultural moment. Oi! Lap 64. Turn
Easy
9.
to do. Such a long race. Easy to lapse concentration for a corner.
And just to prove, if I can quickly find him. To prove it wasn't a fluke, we'll jump on with Wilco. And he's about to put some pressure on Dave Leslie. He's having a crack here.
Wilco's diving now. Drop it down. Nope.
Oi!
Oh no.
Unlucky Wilco. Let's jump back up. Dave Holly, he's under pressure.
Yeah, Glenn's been racing pretty well too.
So Pato taking him on. So Rob Baxter has made comment. Taking on Phil Whiting or taking on Roy Clark? He's trying to work out who Pato's looking after.
So if they know what's good for them, now they'll back the 3-player 1 cars together.
Yes.
He's just saying they're pulling the pin.
Because we know they've got magnets.
Back them together and pull the pin out.
Even though the bodies are carbon fibre, they've got massive magnets in those cars that like to pull themselves together.
So Lisner, he was up in third in the championship coming into tonight's race. He's back in 7th. Hayes 2 positions up the road. 2 seconds behind Schaefer. He really needs to get a squiggle on here and get the job done.
Basically, 3rd, 4th and 5th were pretty close in the championship, weren't they?
Yes.
There's a bit of a gap to 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's correct. So we're playing for spots. Power probably needs to get himself up 1 more spot as well if he's going to get himself promoted. So the battle is on here as we get into the final 3 laps of season 22 of Split 4 of the V8 Vets, brought to you by RaceKraft Simulations.
And that's how good this
LGC Images, Bin the Blade for Barlin, Chubby Buns Burgers, WKMP,
Logitech G, West
Tim
End Mazda,
Speed, Infinity Broadcasting,
AJ Broadcast, AJR Broadcasting as well.
Broadcasting.
Don't forget, Andrew. Broadcasting, yes, get it right.
Nova Sim Sports.
Parramatta Isuzu Utes, West End Motor Group.
If you too would like to sponsor events like Sudspeed does, drop a line to Scotty Van Leeuwen while he's on holiday. Make him stop having holiday. Player1 Sim Gear, of course, we can't forget them.
Yes.
Go shout out to Neil Waters.
Yes, Neil. Haven't forgotten
Okay.
about
Where's
you,
my
Neil.
wheel?
I've just been busy.
And of course, the broadcaster of this broadcast, WKMP TV. Not that I'm reading the logos off the top right, but
Thank you, Bruce.
You're welcome. Oh, you missed LCG Images.
No, I said it was a at the start.
Got Reggie in.
Yeah. Yes, first season of Gen 3.
Everyone seems to be starting to get used to the cars and
It's taken a bit of a change.
I thought I had till I went all generally on it last night.
And just going to jump on Ray Smith. This is the penultimate lap. Infinity Motorsport driver. He has had a interesting season. Missed the first 2 rounds. Came in with a bang. Won a couple of races. Announced that he was here. Of course, the man behind him in third, Brendan Zattera, won 5 races so far. Also missed 2 rounds, but has stamped his authority.
It's gone down to the wire.
It definitely has.
It'll literally go down to the last lap. Always good to see the spots winning.
A long way to make up. Hoping for Smith to make a mistake.
So you can see right there the big difference between the Camaro and the Mustang. The dash shininess. The Mustang dash, Jesus, it just bright sun. It just reflects like a mirror. But the Camaro dash is all rough, so you don't get that at all.
So, Luke Power from M1 Racing under the Darren Crosby stable. Now racing with Mark Peck, who I've been told is putting the M1 back into M1 Racing.
Good drive from Luke tonight.
It's on our last lap of the last race of the season.
And we still don't know who the championship winner is.
It may come down to licence points, that's what we're saying.
I'm guessing this would be our first win for Luke.
Yes, this season it will be. Poor old Luke got caught out in round 1. He got taken out by lap traffic. I think
Luke just hasn't won. He's won with an 8-second lead from that late safety car. So his last 20 laps, he has just dominated.
Absolutely flying. As comes down the hill into MG for the final time. As we'll bring that up so we can talk about it. And he's going to come around the corner. Turn 12 on to the Gardner Straight. Heading downhill, heading south, heading to Tasmania where Zippy will be. And Luke Power is our race winner.
Wait, take a tick.
Ray Smith will come home just in front of Brendan Zattera. We'll talk about that one in a second. And Marty Hughes brings it home in 4th. Great drive from the Big Pelican. Brad Hayes. He was up and about till he broke his hand in a freak accident in 5th. Daniel Schaefer home in 6th. Listener in 7th. Power in 8th. Whiting, 26 spots in 9th. 15 spots up. Wilbo in 10th. Holly, Sanford, DeWitt. Has DeWitt got enough points in the bank to get past Van Roo? We'll talk about that later. Hughes, O'Loughlin, Slater, Baldock. He's in front of Van Roo as well. Will he finish the championship up higher? Baxter, all the way back in 18th. Is that a follow-on sandbagging effort from Sandown? Walden in 19th. Leslie rounds out the top 20. 21, 22 is Wilco. Hall comes home in 23rd. Pato 24, Morris, and Anita Buckland, Rosie O'Neill. That's our championship, boys. That is season 22 in the can. Now,
What a season.
Feels like yesterday we started this season, I tell you. Jesus Christ.
It's been the longest 3 weeks till we start again.
What you boys don't realise is season 23 started for me 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. I realise. Shit.
And they're all in the can too, which is great. We're only got 3 spots. I'm absolutely loving that fact. It's good that we're still popular. Okay, let's roll the dice here.
this week.
Okay, lap 6, car 145, Brad Hayes called in an incident against car 08, Brendan Zattera. Race control, no overlap, diving into turn 4 over the curb. Do we want to see it?
Yeah, let's go there.
Let's go there, because this is
Let's
championship.
play race control.
Let's play race control. Okay, let's bring up the lovely bit of screen here.
Have some experience.
Let's go to the one and only Brendan Zattera. Let's go to his lap 6. And hopefully this will pick it up at full speed. At normal speed. We'll sit on board here and we'll have a watch. What was it? Turn 6.
Yep.
It's 2, 3.
Close.
So, good bit of pressure. He's making you work for it, Brad. There it is. It's a tough call, that.
That's big.
Yeah.
Thank you, race control.
And I haven't got my back and forward arrows in this one because you don't go live. Let's go.
We got an aerial view.
Yeah, let's just try something. We're going to go. Problem I've got is go back. We want an aerial view. We'll go to the chopper. Next, we go to the blimp. The blimp will give us an aerial view.
Get to the chopper. You got a good run through here. I'll give them that.
So we'll go to the chopper. And we'll go 3/4 speed. Righto. So I feel bad because I'm breaking this down. Brad's bloody Zats is probably feeling bad enough about it. So coming.
Maybe not. We might find him not guilty.
Yeah, we could. Problem is we're not the
official race control. That doesn't matter.
This is a kangaroo court.
Try and tell that to the fans of a football game.
We've just turned this into a kangaroo court. All those out in the chat, please tell us, who do you think was that?
There's one very loud voice saying, "It wasn't me. I was in the right." From Brendan.
That's not. I'm glad he's got the laughing face.
Yep.
Okay. So, am I going to look at this once? He's come through.
There's a turn in.
There's a turn
right
in.
there.
Yeah.
There's room. He's tried to give him room too.
I'll tell you what, I've argued this corner 100 times in Pro Series with race control. I've watched it being argued from different levels, different drivers for Selbert and Myers. And
you can argue depending on real world racing and
but that's
our rule sets.
That's
the key point based on our rule set. Unfortunately, Brendan is in the wrong.
First time
whether the rules are right or not, but that's based on
first time I got pinged, I tried to argue the same thing, and they said, as per our rules, it's accurate. And I went,
but it's funny when you're at RC and someone comes in and starts quoting a completely different rule set.
Oh yeah, I was completely right until they literally showed me in here. Okay, yeah. Nice, cool, boys.
And the reason why it is that rule set, just for those listening in, it is basically if you don't have a hard defined rule set and then you make it on what you think it should be, who's right or who's wrong, was it this, was it that, it just doesn't become consistent. And once it doesn't become consistent, then it gets quite difficult to administer in a manner which is fair. And then everybody's just into RC saying you're biased, you buggered it up, you did this, you did that.
Yeah,
Scott G in chat makes a good point saying different result if the curb wasn't involved. I think that's probably true because Brendan probably would have been able to hold that if the curb wasn't quite so high. If it was a flatter curb, Brendan might have been able to take the off track and go inside, but unfortunately he couldn't, and the result is what it was.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's go, Chubby Bunning. Let's drag this down here so I can tell people are saying it.
I think it's Phil Whiting. I think is what we.
Heart and throat. Hang on, before we go to that, race controls actually. My heart was just in my throat then. happy we made the right call. You did well, Trav, last night. You've done well all season, mate, and congratulations on that. And I think you had Jakey look at that one as well. So,
championship involved, definitely worth a look.
and
For last had on after a few seasons' experience, you definitely made the right call.
Yeah, and let's just say I've actually been sat in a protest for an incident at that corner with Jake Burton on the other side of the fence. So yeah, Jake has a fairly good understanding of that corner as well, and knows how to play the game there. So
interesting. I noticed that's a penalty of a redress, John. Have we got rid of redress for next season? I know we talked about it.
That's still in the hands. It's an off-season job of our new committee, our new advisory group. Rules advisory group. To have a look at redress and sign off on our changes to incident license plates.
Watch this space.
Who put their hands up for that one?
Read this up, Rick.
Me, Bruce, Reg, Coleman. There's a few others there. Righto, let's move on. We do have a very important job to do before we start talking about race winners and championships. Let's go to the chubby bun driver of the day. I think this one's pretty much a lay down misère now that this is all mixed up because I've went back.
Sean Slater?
It is who? Sean Slater? I've just lost all my points, so it's not shy. Look at the other screen, John. No, it's not. It was Sean Slater last week. It is the one and only, and
Mr. Whiting.
Mr. Phillip Whiting. There we go. I got him eventually. And of course, Phil did a great representation for us, split four boys in the over 60s race as well.
He definitely did.
Congratulations to Mr. Whiting on that one. Congratulations, drive of the day. And he is definitely going to go in the books for that. Did a good job. Up 25 spots, I think it was, in the end in the top 10. So that is a good effort for him.
Yeah.
And we definitely move on now to our championship.
Woo!
Championship points. We'll go with them first. Let me just make sure I got the right screen up first. One job. I got it wrong last time, remember? Righto, here we go. Championship points. Congratulations, of course, to Luke Power from M1 Racing. He'd like to thank M1 Used Cars, and he'd like to thank Pecky Performance Racing as well. I know that much. He'd be pretty happy with his performance, young Lukey, on that one. And then, of course, second for tonight was Brad Hughes, followed by Brendan Zattera. So we'll get to those two in a minute. Mr. Smith. Let's have a look at the championship. Mr. Smith sneaks home by 7 points. As we mentioned, we had that incident that we talked about on lap 6. So
the other people, I mean.
So the outcome from that incident on lap 6 was a redress, which was 5 race points and 2 license points. So 7 points was deducted from Brendan Zattera's championship points. So it would have been a dead heat without that incident. And to flick the switch on it with 5 wins for the season, Zattera would have won the championship. So in that sense, congratulations to Ray. You've won it fair and square. I'm not taking that away from you. No, that is a sensational result for Ray. Brendan coming home in second, mate. 7 points, 5 wins for the season. Mate, I would definitely pin that on yourself and wear that badge pretty proudly. You know, that is a great effort. You're going to get promoted to split 3. You came down to split 2, came down to split with a point to prove. You've made your point. Same thing with Ray. You came down with a point to prove. I know Ray wasn't happy about coming to split 4, but he's put together a championship and he's won it, you know, and that's basically what I said to him. Come and put a championship together and win it. And he's done that. And I know the boys in Infinity Motorsport, WD-40, I can't remember half of their sponsors. I know that they would all be very proud. I know that Hamish would be very chuffed, the fact that they've won the Split 4 championship with Ray. And hats off to the boys at Infinity Motorsports for that. just to continue on with where I'm going, he'd like to thank all of his team. They make it possible for him. The effort and the commitment is clear. Very much appreciated by him. He'd like to thank Hamish and Infinity Motorsports team and all their sponsors. And of course, he wants to thank the league, and the standard of driving is great that he's found in Split 4 this year. There was the odd issue. It's racing after all, but the intention of everybody is to race hard but fair. And he'd also like to offer his commiseration to Brendan as well. It's tough to lose a championship in the stewards room with 5 wins, and he does deserve to be part of it as well. So there were some great words in from Ray that he sent to me today. And hats off to Ray as well. Giving me some updates throughout the season as well. Greatly appreciated. When I get some insight from some drivers on what to look for and what we're talking about. So that is our championship winner. So second in the championship.
Well done.
Well done. So second in the championship, of course, is Brendan Zattera. So as we just talked about, Zat's probably a little bit unlucky. Would have won on a count back if he didn't have an incident early on with Brad Hayes. But, Zat's saying again, you missed 2 races. You've come in, you've gone bang and put on a great show. I know the boys at Player 1 would be very proud of you. The El Supremo, Neil Waters, the Bernie Eccleston of Player 1, I know he'd be pretty chuffed as well with what you've done. Sanford, probably a little bit disappointed it wasn't him, but I can understand that. When you're running around with a Sandman on your car, I get it. I feel for you, brother. Player 1 boys, I know we laugh for the Player 1 on Player 1 action and all that sort of stuff, but those guys have really improved as a team and improved as a group. Great to see some good results of Zats and Sanford's there and abouts this season. Third in the championship, Mr. Hayes. Congratulations, mate.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Thank you.
And to come out today, not say anything earlier, but come out today and then tell us about your arm or your wrist, that's a great effort, mate. You should be bloody proud of the fact that you managed to drag yourself home in the series of that. You've done really well. You should be proud of yourself. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Pagnan Advanced Simulation, Next Level Racing, Vive, Dubby, Fanatec, Razor, Stump Grinding Central Coast, Chubby Bun Burgers, and Project 45 Designs for the liveries, and my personal sponsor of SMG Sports, and the actual team in Apex. I appreciate the support, especially DK and JT. They helped heaps, especially when I got hurt. DK was probably the biggest help mentally. I was pretty disappointed, pretty dejected at the time, thinking I wasn't going to be able to finish properly. And DK, leading up to races, all good during the week, and then JT having him there in the race to talk me through and take my mind off my pain. And Fridays after the race was just killing my hand. It was not the smartest thing to do to be racing on Thursday night, that's for sure. So. Sorry.
Well, man.
Thanks.
Really well.
Thanks. And thanks to vets, everyone behind the scenes, our race control, our fellow competitors. I've had great battles, especially with Player 1 cars. Like you guys talk about the whole Player 1 thing, but I've had so many great battles with Player 1s. Brendan, Jeff stand out massively. Neil Waters last season had quite a few battles with him in the old gen cars, and I have nothing but real good things to say about everyone in the category. No one's ever done anything malicious. Everyone drives. People make mistakes. I've made mistakes. We've all done it. So,
well, you leave us now, and we send you up to Rusty. So, and we'll see how you go. Good luck next season.
Thank you.
And speaking of next season, of course, Andrew Lisner in 4th, Michael Power in 5th. We've just got to do the roundup scenario for those that have done less than 8 races, but I can't see that changing for Split 4.
Well done to those 5.
Michael Power, another one who's come down from Split 3, fought his way back. Jeff Sanford misses out by a few points. But, you know, what I like about this time of year is you sit in the back of the chair now and you go, okay, Sanford, he's going to be short odds for next season. Baxter, he'll be short odds. Walden deserves to be there. Wilkinson deserves to be there. Holly drove well. Didn't drive around Dave much, but he drove well. Like, you know, you don't see people, but you have a good race, they have a bad race, and vice versa. Benny Sneak came in front of Tommy DeWitt. That's a fair bloody effort in itself because, you know, that +3 golfer, he's bloody quick. Husey in 13th, Watson in 14th, Baldock in 15th. That is a cracking effort from Dave. He would be very chuffed with that. Had a couple of good results in the teens this season, and he is improving with this new car quite quickly and races very conservatively and very smart. Phil Whiting in 16th, Pato in 17th. I know Bulldogs pointed that one out to me well and truly. In 18th, we saw Dave Leslie, Marty Hughes in 19th, Anita Buckland in the top 20. That is a great effort from Anita as well. Sean Slater.
Hold on.
I call Sean the 5-minute man because he turns up 5 minutes before quali. That's his practice. In 21st, Tim Vermey, 22nd. JT, get in there, mate. Get that form filled in. There's 3 spots. You got to hurry up. Tim Hall in 24th and Darren Friend rounds out our top 25 for the championship. So, season 22 has been run and won.
One and done.
Yep.
Now we got the long wait.
No, it's not long wait this time because we had 2 weeks off at Christmas.
No, it'll still be a long wait.
We have 2 weeks off. Like this in your calendar. We have 2 weeks off. I am having. Go Bruce.
I was going to say, it's interesting you talk about those guys coming up. It's interesting to think. I'm going to throw some names about who may or may not be coming down from the bottom of the split 3. You've got names like Simon Black. You've got
Alex. Start again. I just bumped the button. Start again. So
I said you've got names from the bottom. You've got names like Will Munro, Simon Peck, Ed Fox, Darren Bartz, Mark Peck, Alex Kiddis, Dave Galley, Reg James, Pete Latham. So depending on how the demotion happens out of split 3, which we've got to work through, it's going to be a lot of shit ton of work to work out.
I'll tell you what, there's a couple of names in there you've mentioned that I'm ready to tackle. I'm ready to take them on. Bring it.
It's not going to be easy. And
I'm the same. No special treatment, boys.
It's quite funny. If Pete Latham comes down to split 3, is he going to be the only driver in the series of vets that has raced across from split 1 to split 4?
Come on. I've watched Latham. Don't forget we've got the pub test. No, I watched Latham.
No. And that's why I've thrown that big
in the
group of names.
I've watched him in the over 60s. You want to run that list off again, and I'll quote them. Let's go.
Oh, okay. I'm skipping names, obviously. You got Will Munro.
So it's Will Munro, bring it.
Yeah, Daniel Morris.
Daniel Norris. I think Daniel ready for a new challenge. I know he's been busy with work. Yeah.
Yeah. Simon Black, pub test, Mike Korolev. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Brett McBurn. Don't
know too much about Brett, so we'll see how he goes.
Yep.
He might. I think Brett was a rookie, so I think Brett probably might balance out a bit better in split 4. Yep.
I'm going to jump a few. Ed Fox.
Ooh, the crafty man himself. Let's put the fox in the hen house and see what happens.
Yep, Darren Bartz. I think he'll definitely come down. On his day, he's faster than me, but he definitely hasn't had a good run. So
another rookie that's got to find his balance.
Yep, exactly. Mark Peck has had had some few challenges this season.
He's putting the M1 in M1 racing.
Alex Kiddis.
Yeah, look, got to pub test that one.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. Another thing we have to pub test.
He is quick.
Pete Latham, Reg James, and Dave Galley are down there as well.
Reg is down there because moving house.
That's not a pub test. He's not going anywhere. Neither's Pete. Let's be honest. But I just thought I'd throw them in for shits and giggles. It's going to be a bit of work, and all I'm saying is don't expect the bottom 5 to just drop in from split 3.
I'll tell you what, this pub test is going to send me broke.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
or not.
Just so they know.
If you would like to ensure you don't drop down a split 4, please send unmarked bills to John Van Ree at WKMP.com.
Please send
Or Bruce McLeod.
please send
Is it
pub,
possible?
please send pub vouchers from the Astor Hotel Auburn.
So can those drivers do pre-qual to prove that they're not?
No, no.
Look, that's the whole season. We've got to cut it down to number of results.
Yeah,
There's
so-
a lot of people that have put their hands up and said, "Hey, look, I'm going to be like Ed Fox is a classic example, right? He's done 3 rounds this season, but he's definitely not split 4 pace. So it's things like that we'll have to take into consideration,
so they know
as we always do.
Just so they know they're up against.
Pick me, Andrew Rushworth. You are not going down a split 4.
Yeah.
You keep dreaming.
And Andrew Rushworth was in the steward's room last night. You're not coming down to split 4, sorry. I want some nice brown nosing though. Yeah, look, it's tough. Like that's just the difference between split 3 and 4. Like you wait till we sit down and we start looking difference between 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Like serious.
You've got to add the new boys that are coming in too.
That's exactly right. And when you start sitting down and start doing all the number crunching that we've got to do, and and then don't forget too, we average all those points up, so everyone gets 8 rounds and all that sort of stuff. So there's a bit of work goes on in the background over the next week just to start to shape that up. So we're going to have a week off as well. We're going to give everyone a chance to recover from Cyclone Alfred and the rest of it. So we're going to have a week off, and then we're going to quickly scream in 4 nights, week after next, of pre-qual for those new boys. And then after that, we'll have our splits locked in. So the other one, if you haven't read the draft regs that we've got there for split 23, and I know you all have read them, so because you've all ticked the box to say you have, you probably would have picked up as well that the top 5 from each split will compulsory go up. So there's none of this like we did when we went from Gen 2 to Gen 3, where when we shuffled a lot of guys up higher in the order and whatever else and just went, so be it, you'll be there. The top 5 will go up, period, irrespective of who comes down. So they'll get put to the top of the list of the next split above, and then that will be where it sits. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how it all pans out.
Just to bring up another point, over 50s.
Over 50 championship, yes. Yes, that was on my list
Why?
to talk about.
Why? I want to know why
Mm.
have we ditched Sebring, started Bathurst?
The over 50s?
Yep.
So
I think
for
Sebring
those-
would be a much, much better place to go.
And is that because you have to practice 2 different tracks in 1 week?
No.
No. It
So
has to do with
basically,
that I've had a win there.
so for those who are in the semi-mature group of vets, so from 50 to 59, you guys are eligible, and I will hope next week send out a registration.
So it's not over 50s then. It's a bit over 50s.
Yeah, it's a bit over 50. Between 50, 60s have had their go. It's the 50s turn. So based off numbers at the moment, we're looking like there's about 90 50-year-olds in the league. I'm going to basically give a week for people to nominate, say they're going to be in it, so that I can make sure you have yourself in. So first of all, it's free. That's the thing. It's a voluntary free little 5-round series that we run. Luke Allman's going to jump in RC for that one. Hopefully, not sure what Pete Baxter's doing until we get through round 1. So basically, what we do is round 1 will be Bathurst, and Bathurst round 1 will be qualifying. So it'll basically be an hour of practice, 2 hours of quali, open quali. So if you want to drag teammates around and all that stuff, that's up to you. Don't impede people, etc., etc. Then the top 50 drivers from round 1 will score points. So you will score points as in the 50 drive, 50. So sorry, the rephrase, you score points. So if you're qualified P1, you will score 200 maximum points, you qualify 50, you'll score minimum points. You qualify 51. I'm sorry, you're not in the next round. Then we go to the next round. So rounds 2 to 5 is 50 cars racing, full on stuff. And I just hope that the guys take on the lead of the 60-year-old guys, where it's a bit of fun. The idea is, the principle of the over 50s or the age championships are it's all voluntary. So we'd put 5 rounds of broadcasting on. So if there's anyone else out there that wants to broadcast it, you're more than welcome to. If anyone does any streaming, I can give you the links, help you out, get you set up to go. It's about people having a go. Like, it's not about putting on a polished performance. It's just about having a crack and doing something different. Same thing with people dropping in and commentating. Brett, I found an amazing commentator in Brett Fisher. He does an awesome job. Zippy Zeal dropped in. The facts that Zippy Zeal found on most of the lads was quite extraordinary. It's about just getting involved, whether you do race control, like we had Dean Logstyle in there doing the safety car. So it's just about just getting involved and being there. That's what it's about,
Your
really.
pit reporter was hopeless.
Yeah, I know. But, how much was I paying him?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
By the way, Brett Fisher's done commentary, real life commentary in racetracks, actual physical racetracks.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Brett Fisher lived in Albury Wodonga.
Yep.
Which was quite extraordinary. We're sort of commentating the Sabre 60s ago. I used to work at Total Tools in Albury. It's like, oh, okay, fair enough. Used to race go-karts at the go-kart track. Oh, so you know my brother? Oh, yeah, I know your brother. It's like, okay. So
Albury Wodonga's coming a lot like Tasmania. Everybody knows everybody.
Come on.
Knows or is related to.
Come on, you can't pick on Albury Wodonga. Like, I'm starting.
No, we can. We can. 100% we can.
No, Pato's an expat. And the Baxters are expats.
That just means we can expand it wider. It doesn't mean we can't.
Anyway, this is bullshit. We're dribbling. So the over 50s, that's what the go is with that. So it's really, I'll put a list out based on what the ages everyone's given me. That list will go out shortly. And then it's basically everyone jump in. Like I said, if we can get someone to do the broadcast, that'd be fantastic. It's one less job for me to be involved with. And it would be, like I said, and you're racing for the Golden Banner. We'll see Greg Sharp and Phil Marsh with the Golden Banners running around this season coming for 23. And I think it's a bit of fun, and it's about just having some enjoyment. And it's putting the old style vets back together a little bit as well. And then next season, so season 24, we'll do the over 40s as well. So don't feel unloved because you're young. We'll look after you young'uns.
I'm looking forward to that.
So bit of fun is what it really needs to be.
There was some good racing in the over 60s. All splits were represented.
Rob Baxter's bringing up his crush in Lauren Jackson now in the chat. Anyway, I'm dribbling. We're all dribbling, and there's still 31 people listening, so mustn't be dribbling too much. I think I've thanked everyone earlier during the race.
I just forgot Logitech G when I was doing the run through on the sponsors, John. So
I slipped Dano in there. Don't worry, we got that one done. Want to thank Mr. Hayes, Mr. McLeod, Mr. Dodd, Mr. Watson. Mr. Watson, of course, would be some ungodly hour over the other side of the ditch now.
What did it do, boys?
Yeah, nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. Want to thank you boys for jumping in throughout the season. Just remember, everyone in the chat as well, you're always welcome to jump in and join the conversation. That's the thing. Unfortunately, I'm retiring the basement. So this is the last episode of the basement. Of course, coinciding with the end of season 22. But we'll be back next season with the Friday night chook raffle. So everyone, welcome to jump in the chat for that. join in. And of course, we'll all be picking a number, seeing which number wins the raffle. Um, so anyway, like I said, this broadcast really is about having a bit of fun, bit of enjoyment. I know I probably spend way too much time, and I know I'm way too busy with work as well at the moment. But, you know, this league is built on the fact that we've got 200 blokes that come here and enjoy it and have fun with it. Try and maintain a bit of a policy where we try and keep most of the blokes under control. Doesn't always work sometimes. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think most people blow off their head of steam and come the next day, it's all sorted out again. Yeah, I think 200 blokes running around racing, I think we've got a cracking league. And I think if we keep working the way we're going, I think it'll stay cracking for a long time. Next season, the tracks look good. The race control look good. Everything in the
Drivers
background.
don't.
Everything in the background looks good. There's a few rough heads out there. Rob Baxter.
Contract will be signed, and it will be moist.
A few good-looking roosters too. Like, anyone checked out Sean McNamara's hair lately?
Don't mention the war.
I've gone for the Zippy Mo.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, I think we might wrap this up because we really are dribbling if we're pulling out Baxter's hairs.
What is it over here? I'm dribbling hard.
Yeah, look, just I hope I've thanked everybody. If I haven't thanked you, I thank you anyway.
Thank you, John. You do a lot for the league, man.
No, Zippy, no.
What?
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I won't kiss you, Zealand. Jesus Christ, you stink, buddy.
You do know I had a cousin on that show, don't you?
No, I don't.
Love you, Zippy. You didn't know that one, did you, mate? You thought you know everything about everyone.
We're away. I'll ride home every day. Big run the credits, John. It said, "Oh my loving."
Right, there we go. Oh my God. Right, I'm going.
No.
My ears are hurting.
Introducing the RaceKraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed the Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a RaceKraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The RaceKraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation. Yeah, we worked in.